have every Saturday. Sometimes I have 4 hours, and once in a month is a 12 hours. So next week it's 12 hours. So in this 4 hour, you're going to learn the basics of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and also communication skills this time. So every time what we do, the fourth thing is a bit different. So this time it's the communication skills. So you're going to learn communication skill. Okay. So that is there, and let me share my screen. You see whether I'm live or not. Hello. Or yes, I'm live. Yeah. Let me share my screen, and we are going to start soon, like the HTML basics. But before that, we have something to discuss. Okay. So yeah, this is me sharing my screen, and this is about me. Hello, yeah, my name is Nabindu Bishwas, and this is my LinkedIn profile, and I have around 16 years of IT experience. Hi, Don. Okay, 16 years of IT experience. For the past more than 1.5 years, I'm a corporate trainer. I am the owner of TWD. So I'm a corporate trainer. I'm a React.js teacher. I teach in big corporates. I have my own batches, and I have my YouTube channel. And but it was not always like that. It is for 16 years I have like been a developer. So my last job was as an this is like, okay, it is 1 year and 8 months. I thought that it is 1 year and 6 months. This is 1 year and 8 months since I have founded this thing. So and before that, more than 16 years I have experience in the IT industry. So last job was as an associate architect in a product-based company in Bangalore. And past more than 1.5 years, I'm in my hometown Bhopal, and from here we are operating. We are a team of 5 people. We're operating from here. So that is there, and I have worked in almost all big company like IBM, L&T Infotech, JP Morgan, Oracle. Started with CDAC in 2004. So this is about me. Okay, this is about me, and we are a fully registered company. We give your GST on time, and you're going to get a certificate from us. Okay, a lot of you wanted to know like how you will get the certificate, because a lot of you have pinged me about this, so how I will get the certificate. So okay, okay, so yeah. So you'll get the certificate after you fill this attendance form. Okay, fill this attendance form, and you'll get the certificate. And we are going to give you this attendance form. This is the Google form which you are going to give in the live chat, and you have to fill this thing. And here, what you have to fill? You have to fill you have to give your email ID, and then you have to give your name, and give the right email ID on which this certificate will be sent. Okay, and there will be two attendance form. One will be around 3:30, and one will be around 6:45. Okay, so these two attendance forms you have to fill. So this attendance form number one, you have to give your email, you have to give your name. So email is the correct email you give, because we are going to send it on your email. Then you have to give the name. Please give the correct name, because the certificate will come with this name, and the certificate will come on Sunday night. Okay, so that is there. We're going to tell more about that. And the YouTube username by which you have subscribed to our channel, the channel name is here, and you might be watching it on YouTube only. Okay, so because we are doing so much, so we want you to subscribe, and I want your YouTube username by which you have subscribed, not mine. Okay, Instagram ID, but you get subscribed to our Instagram. We have a very good Instagram ID in which we do all developers related thing. Okay, so you please do subscribe to that also. Your current role, whether you are non-IT professional, production support student or other, and your LinkedIn profile. If you have your LinkedIn profile, please provide your LinkedIn profile. It will be of beneficial to you. Okay, if you provide your LinkedIn profile. So as I've told, there will be two attendance form. Once right now, and other one exactly same, but it will be given later on. It will be given later on. Okay, so as I have told you all that even before starting, I will tell you like the three secrets to get into IT domain. And even before that, I wanted to tell you like about this, what are the things which you should know. So I'm also a public speaker, and a lot of colleges called me to take part in something or the other, teach their students and all. Or sometime like 2 days back, I had gone to an hackathon. So in the hackathon, so I was judged in a hackathon. So in that hackathon there were 35 teams, and what I saw, that most of them were doing this hackathon with very very old technologies, the technologies which are not used anywhere. So those technologies, like, people were literally creating the products with PHP, JSP, and all those things. It is not your fault, because that is what has been taught in the colleges also, like Java and all those things. Java, all those things don't have that many jobs. So all the jobs, the winning persons have made something in Flutter, the app in Flutter, and the other winning person, second one, have made something in React. So we teach React here. So React is something which have the most number of jobs out there. React. Okay. So how does we learn React? But how does we learn React? React is a front end library, and for learning React, you need to know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These three things you need to know: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And attendance will be given in some time. Have patience. Attendance will be given by 3:30. Okay, first attendance. Okay, so HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You should know these three things to learn React: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And because React is a JavaScript library, it requires HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to be learned. Okay, so these three things are required for React.js, and that's why we are teaching these three things. In fact, we teach all four things on our channel. We have we generally have uh, things. Screen is not clear. Okay, so screen is not clear. Okay, I will tell why screen is not clear. Okay, so in one sometime. Okay, so that is there. I think, hope you all know this thing, why screen is not clear, because we are streaming at 720p. But the problem is that, okay, let me tell that thing, because I was watching an Udemy video also. In that also, the trainer have to tell that thing. Okay, video is not clear, screen is not clear. Okay, so the thing is that people okay, this is a very good learning for you, like why the screen is not clear suddenly in YouTube, or maybe you're watching on Udemy. Okay, so no hard feelings, just that thing. You have to go there on YouTube, and you have to go here. Okay. So what you have to do here? Okay, one sec. See, you see this setting things here, setting things here. So the setting things you have to click. Okay, and then you have to go to this quality. You see this auto is coming. You have to change it to 720p. So the problem with YouTube or any other platform is that they try to save your data. Okay, so they don't know that you are watching a programming video. And if you're watching a programming video, this they by default what they do, they play it on this. Okay, one sec. So they play it on this thing. Now the screen is not clear for me also. I cannot understand what is written there. Okay, so that is the problem. By default, it will run on 144p, or even lesser than that, because the companies try to save your data. So please go there and change it to 720p, because we are streaming at quite high rate, which is 720p. Hope it is clear. And I don't have mobile right now, so mobile also there is some way you can change it to 720p. Please change the video quality to 720p. Okay, so please change the video quality to 720p. And okay, so JavaScript beginners to advanced. So Gopinath, what the thing is that every every month we have a JavaScript beginners to advanced every month. It is not like that. That is one of our core course. So that is there every month. JavaScript beginners to advanced is there every month. Yeah, thanks Sheikh Salman. So this is a trick you have to use in all channels. Like YouTube by default it doesn't show well. Okay, so as Gopinath, I will telling you this: JavaScript beginners to advanced, React.js beginners to advanced, and CSS beginners to advanced. These are some of the things which we have every month. And for the other people who don't know, we have these things like this is just a trailer. So like 4 hours, we cannot complete everything. This is just a trailer, but the whole film is generally uh, 3 weeks long. The complete film is 3 weeks long, and it is like a CSS 1 week, JavaScript 1 week, React.js 1 week, and that is generally happens during the evening time on a weekdays. On a weekdays it happens in the evening time, like anytime it can happen. Please be in the group, please be in some group in which you are there. Okay, if you are not in a group, okay, let me do one thing. let me do Let me invite you all to a group. Okay, so that you can get all the data, like so we post all the things like upcoming classes and all, so you can see. Okay, so join WhatsApp group. Join the WhatsApp group. Okay, join this WhatsApp group. You'll come to know everything which is there, because we have like live streams or classes daily, all 7 days of the week. Even tomorrow we are going to have something. So everything will have tomorrow also we are going to have something. Okay. So as I was telling, you need to learn all these three things: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then React.js. React.js is the one thing which you will get you a job. Okay. This is the thing which will get you a job, not the PHP or JSP and all those things. These are the things which will get you a job. And there are enough jobs in the market for all these things. Okay, these are known as web app development. Okay, so that is there. But why they are known as web app development and why these things have a lot of job? Because almost everything which you see today are made with React.js only, at least on the front end. Back end there can be different technologies. In fact, all these pages which are shown here right now, most of them are made with React.js. 1, 2, 3, 4 pages are made with React.js. 1, 2 are made with something known as the AngularJS, which is again a JavaScript framework. Okay, so because all the big things like LinkedIn, Facebook, in fact, React created Facebook. React was created by Facebook. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, everything has the React.js in the front end. So that's why it has got the most number of jobs. This React.js, you can do your research and all, you can find it out that like how many jobs React.js have. Okay, so learning this four things is one thing, but how do we how do we how do we should proceed? Like learning these things is one thing, but we should do some, like in today's world, like just learning is not enough. You should do some networking, and that is one of the reason we are asking you LinkedIn profile. So if you like, you should be active on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you go to my LinkedIn and if you see, I have this many connections. 28,327 connections. I have this many connections. It's a lot. Like 30,000 is the LinkedIn limit. But I'm not asking you to like go like this. It took me 4 years to create this many connections. Okay. So if you are active on these groups, it is better that your job prospects are better. Like in LinkedIn, in Twitter, Instagram and Facebook groups also. There are a lot of Facebook groups, and you should do some daily actions. Like you should code into us. Even if you're not from an IT background, you have to code this much time, because coding is tough. Coding is really tough. Not coding is not tough, but you need to be like consistent. That is something which is required with coding. And if possible, do some challenges. What are these challenges? 100 days of code and 100 days of project. You can find it out, because a lot of people have started doing these challenges. So that is there. And like LinkedIn, we're asking your LinkedIn profile for one other reason also. If you give us your LinkedIn profile, we are going to like most probably tag you on a Monday. Okay, where is my thing? Okay, how I'm going to tag you on a Monday? So because we tag all the people who get certificate from us. Okay, one sec. Okay, like this, I'm going to tag you. So see, only two people in the previous class gave their LinkedIn profile. So I was able to tag only two people, because only two people gave me. Okay, so if you are and this kind of post reach a lot of impressions. Lot of impressions means it will reach a lot of recruiters and all those things, because I'm in connection with all the recruiters. I'm in this teaching industry for the past more than 1.5 year as a full time, and before that also I was teaching and be connected with people. I left my job when I was in a top post, in one of the top technical posts. So at that time also I had a lot of opportunities and all. I've been connected with a lot of people from a lot of time. Okay, so that is there. That is about all the things. So hope you get connected with us and all, and you learn web development, and you like, we help you to become a highly paid web developer. So that is all about it. And now what we are going to do, so we're going to start with HTML right now only. So let me also give you all this attendance sheet which you were all waiting for so long. So okay, one sec. Please fill the attendance one. Okay, so please fill the attendance one. Provided attendance one, please fill the attendance one. And now we are going to start with your, let me also write, please fill the, so now let me start with the HTML. So we are going to start with HTML. So I will start with HTML. Then there are other teachers also who are going to complete like CSS, JavaScript, and we have communication skills also today. So one sec. Okay. One sec. I'm not seeing the. I want to see the chat also because we're going to start now. Okay, so for HTML, what we need to do, we need to create a first, we need to install something which is known as a VS Code. So from where do we install VS Code? So we install VS Code from, so this is one of the requirement for starting with programming, that you should have VS Code downloaded on your system. Okay, downloaded on your system, and having a system is a sort of a must for development. Okay, so please download this VS Code. And VS Code is a totally free to use software from Microsoft. It's a code editor. So nowadays nobody works on everything else, like nobody works on Notepad plus plus or something like that. So please download this. I'm using a Mac, so it is showing me Mac. If you're using a Windows, it will show you like download it from Windows. So this is something which is a must for starting. Okay, this VS Code. So VS Code, once you download it, I'm not going to tell how like the whole process. Anyways, I'm using a Mac, most of you might be using a Windows. So the thing is that we have a video also on how to download it on Windows. If you want to see, you can see it. Now this VS Code is there. So when it get downloaded, okay, some issue is there. Yeah, sec, showing some issues. Okay, it is opening now. Okay, so VS Code, when it will be downloaded, it will be shown like this. Let me do one thing. Let me put it this way, and let me put it this way. Okay, so VS Code, it will be shown like this. When it is downloaded, it will be shown like this. Now what we need to do, we need to put something here. So I will tell the most easy way to do it. So the most easy way to start with any project is like create a folder here, like new folder, which will be called HTML, like this. On the desktop, create a folder called HTML, click it, drag it, and put it here. Okay, those who are coming new, please fill the attendance form given in the live chat, without which you will not get the certificate. The attendance one has been shared. Please fill it. I can see a lot of people have come right now. Let me see how many people have filled the attendance form. Only 11 people have filled the attendance form, and I can see around 20-21 people are there. So rest of you, please fill the attendance form. Okay, yeah, ASAP. Okay, so or else it will go away from there. From the live chat, in the YouTube, there is a live chat. When you watch it from a mobile also, you will find that okay, live chat is sometimes not shown. So please click the live chat. You will find the attendance. I'm telling again, please fill the attendance. Okay, so that is there. And so I've created this HTML and drag it here. So this is the most easiest way to start with this web development. And web development generally consists of like a website generally consists of three things: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. React is something which is more advanced, which you slowly learn when you come regularly to our channel. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript are the basic building block of any website or web app. As you know, HTML is like the structure, CSS is the styles, and JavaScript is what? JavaScript is the functionalities and all. So all these three things will be taught. In fact, HTML will be taught completely, but CSS and JavaScript cannot be taught completely. As someone was asking that when is a JavaScript beginners to advanced, that will happen like this month. It has already happened. Next month it will again happen. So that is there. So now this HTML. So let me go here and create a index.html. Index.html. It is just not even a 1 day workshop. It's just a 4 hours workshop. Okay, it's a 4 hour workshop. Totally right. It's a 4 hour workshop. Yeah. Hours. 4 hours workshop, and that is there. Okay. So we have 1 day workshops also on the channel. Those who don't know. Okay, so let me show. Like if someone is asking, let me show once. Like if you see our YouTube channel, let me show the YouTube channel. So this is I'm live here. And see, this is our YouTube channel, and this is us live stream class to make you a highly paid web developer. If you see we do more live videos than normal videos, so you have to go here to see our live videos. So see, this is like this what I was telling about CSS beginners to advanced. CSS beginners to advanced. We have like it's a 1 hour videos. You can see 57, 49 minutes and all those things. So this is something which we have every month. CSS beginners to advanced. This is also certification, but it is not 1 day. This is 4 days, like every day for Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Then JavaScript beginners to advanced, and this 4 hours video every Saturday we have, but with sometime a different thing. Like HTML is JavaScript is common. The next thing is like sometime different. Like previous time we did with projects and JavaScript beginners to advanced. Then 4 hour workshop we again had like with React.js on the Saturday, and JavaScript advanced to master also we have. So this is something on a Saturday. These are some things on the weekdays. JavaScript advanced to master. And yes, we have a 1 day long boot camp also. And in that we teach everything. This is a 12 hours long boot camp. This is something which you will not find anywhere on the internet, anywhere on like YouTube, because it is impossible to take, and we make it possible by taking this 12-hour long boot camp, which is like very popular, but it is like very impossible to take a 12-hour bootcamp every Saturday. We take it only once in a month, this 12-hour bootcamp. And I have given a WhatsApp group. You be in this group, then you know that when will be the next bootcamp happen, because this is already done for the month of I think March it is done. April month it will happen. Okay, April month is, see, please don't tell again that video is not clear. So I have already told how to make the video clear, and please, I'm not going to tell again. So like if you don't find the video clear, like you can leave it. I told it so many times, like how you have to do the video clear. So please watch it carefully, like how I told how to make the video clear. I am like streaming it on 720p, and it takes a lot of money to stream at 720p. Okay, so we're streaming at one of the highest rates available out there, and it takes a lot of money, like in both in the term of the software by which we stream, and the other, I have to stream it from Mac, a very costly Mac, because it is not possible to stream it through Windows, or I would have streamed it through Windows. Okay, so we're streaming at a very high rate. Okay, so I have already told how to do it. This is the last time I'm telling you, because if you tell again, then like you don't understand what I'm telling. See, it will always like tell that video is not clear. You have to go. This is the last time, as I'm telling. This is the last time I'm telling. So this is the last time I'm telling, and you have to go here and click here and make the quality as 720p. Don't do like this, and if by default I'm telling you it is at 144p, so 144p is bad for me also. Not only for you, 144p is bad for me also. But I also cannot see at 144p. So you have to make this thing now. So let me tell, like I'm telling, like please paint, what is it called? It is called quality. QUALITY. I don't know how to change it on a mobile. Okay, so that you have to figure it out. Please change the quality to 720p. And someone is asking, yes, there is certificate not only for this workshop, but for almost every workshop which happens on a channel is certification. Okay, so please see this. This I'm last time I'm talking. And yes, and the certifications, the certificate, this is the attendance one. If you're coming now, attendance one, please fill the attendance form or you will not get the certificate. There are two attendances here, and everything on a channel, most of the things on a channel have certification. Sometimes it doesn't have, but 99% of the things on a channel are certified. Okay, you will get a certification. Okay, so that is there. So hope it is clear. Now let us continue, or else it will be very late. Okay, so this in this thing you have to download. This thing you have to download, and this is known as VS Code, a very lightweight code editor which you have to download. Okay, so the next thing is that I've dragged this folder, if you have seen, and created this index.html. So index.html I have created. So what is this index.html? So this index.html, like as I've told, HTML is used to create the structure of a website, web app, or anything. Facebook is a web app, but you can think it as a website. Anyways, it will also have some index.html. So index.html is there, but why I'm using VS Code? Because VS Code has got a lot of functionalities. Like you can do it in a notepad also, but it is not like that. Okay, so some tag for so so there is nothing like someone is asking tags for HTML5 for local storage. So okay, so first thing, it is very advanced, and the second thing is that local storage is not an HTML concept, it's a JavaScript concept. So when the JavaScript teacher will come, you can ask him. And anyways, in this class we cannot tell these things. Maybe you should join this JavaScript beginners to advanced, or advanced to master. We have two JavaScript classes, and we have very good JavaScript teacher. He can teach local storage to you. You can see one of my React videos in which I have add local storage. So there is no tag for local storage. Local storage is a JavaScript thing which you need to do. No tag and all those things are there. Okay, so this is quite advanced stuff. HTML is very basic stuff. That is quite advanced stuff. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so index.html I'm doing, and then I will do a not, and this is for beginners also. Not, why we're using this VS Code? Because it comes with a lot of shortcuts. I'll do not and press this tab, and what it will do, it will give me the, and I can like make more space with this. It will give me like the structure, basic skeleton of an HTML code. So this is the basic skeleton of an HTML code. So let me explain this basic skeleton. And this basic skeleton, this first thing is this doc type HTML is written. Doc type HTML means it is a HTML version 5. Okay, so HTML is not a programming language exactly. From JavaScript we use the programming language. This is known as a templating language, HTML. So this doc type HTML is there. So it means it's HTML version 5, and this has got some greater than, lesser than sign. So these are known as tags, greater than, less than, all these are tags. Then this HTML is there, which is like starting and ending. Most of the tags have starting and ending. Most of the tags have starting and ending, and so the starting and ending are there. Most of the tags are starting and ending. Like it is starting and then backslash, it is ending. So HTML like this, it is ending. So HTML will wrap everything. Then in the HTML we have two main things. One is a head tag, one is a body tag. Actually, body tag is the main thing, because in that only we write the different tags in the body. And this head tag is there. In this head tag, we write something which is related to like the browser, like this title which is there. This title which is coming, which you're going to soon see, like HTML I'm going to write. But this meta tag is something which is to do with the digital marketing, or to do with the SEO of a site. Meta tag, we can put the keywords, what is this website all about, all those keywords and all those things we can put the meta tag. And meta tag is used by Google a lot. So when Google checks a site, or when Google crawlers checks a site, Google have these crawlers which checks the whole of the internet, and they will come to your site and check what your site is all about. And when it will check what is site is all about, it will check this meta tag and check like what it is there. Okay, and then it will be working like this. Okay, so this meta tag is used for that. As a developer, we don't need to know much about it, because it's a digital marketer domain. Okay, then this title is there, and then body is the main thing. In body, we have different tags. HTML is all about learning about different tags, like the H1 tag. H1 tag I'll do heading 1. So there are actually 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good afternoon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heading tag. But I'll save this thing. Well, let me see one more thing. How many people have filled the attendance form? All of you have filled the attendance form. That is very good. Okay, so all of you 6 have filled attendance form. If someone have not filled, please fill it again. Okay, so this I've done, but where I will see this thing, all of these things I have written, a basic HTML code I have written, but where to see this thing? Okay, so to see this thing, this HTML folder is there. I have to go inside the folder. In this index.html is there. Okay, so this I will double click, it will open in whatever is the default browser, but I want to open it here like Chrome. Okay, so I will, my default browser is like Edge, no Edge, it's Safari. Okay, so see, this Safari is the default browser. I want to open it with Chrome. So this is how it will be shown. So heading 1, heading 2, heading 6, this HTML is written here. Heading 1 to heading 6, and this HTML is written here. So this is about the, this is how we show the HTML and all. Okay, so now the other thing is that there is one more thing which is known as commenting. So heading tags and commenting is like you write anything and do a control and backslash. Control and backslash, it will show like this, control and backslash, and this is something which will not show on the screen. Okay, so that is there. This is for the developer only. Now, as I told, HTML is all about different tags. So the next tag which I'm going to see is the paragraph tag. So heading tags, as you might have noticed in every website, these heading tags are used to create different headings. Like this is a bigger heading than the subheadings, and all those things are used by heading tags. Then this paragraph tag I'll do. Okay, paragraph tag is like with a P. And again, the VS Code is very powerful, very good. Like I do a P and press the, I do a P and press the tab, it will create it completely. So in paragraph, I will, maybe I will put this thing in the paragraph, I will put it, and then I will save it. I've saved it, but it is not showing anywhere. Why it is not showing anywhere? Okay, so it is not showing anywhere because I have to refresh it, and then only it will show. So refreshing only it will show. So it is not a good thing as a developer, like refreshing only it will show. As a, especially a web developer, if you're coming from a Java background, you have to go through a longer process, but it is not a good thing for me. So what I am going to do, like I'll go here, and then there is something known as this extensions. So these extensions are there. Okay, these extensions are there. These extensions have, like, they're like small programs. These extensions are small programs which can add functionality to the VS Code, which are written by independent developers. So like there is a program, you go here and search for something known as a live server. So you search for something known as a live server, and in this live server, from this Ritwik Day, this guy, you will find some like enable button. You can enable it. So I'm finding a disable because I have already installed it. It is very easy to install. Just click the button and it will be installed. Nothing else will be required. So this live server I'll do. So what's the benefit of this live server? Benefit of this live server is, suppose I have another P, and another P I have. Now I don't have a paragraph. I just close that website. So generally people, when they create some website for a client or someone, they generally don't have the data, what to show. So there is a dummy data known as lorem ipsum. Okay, so you have to type this lorem, and you have to press this tab, it will show this data. So lorem ipsum. So lorem ipsum is a dummy text which is like was introduced like 200 years back during the printing press era, and it seems like a real text, but it's not a real text. So if I save it again, see, if I save it again, it is like not even showing here. I have to refresh it. But if I do this open and like open with live server. Right click and open with live server, or you click here, go like open with live server. Okay. So yeah, it will show here. See, it is not shown. In fact, I should like let me do one thing. Let me like delete this thing and save it again. See, it auto refreshed and show it, but it is still like you have to do a refresh, then only it will show here. Okay, so it is not good here, like you have to do a refresh and then only it will show. So it, the moment like if I do here and do a lorem here and save it, it will be done here. The refresh is automatic. So that is the benefit of live server, and we are going to use this live server. So as I've told, HTML is just different tags. HTML is all about different tags. So we'll learn the next tag now. So the next tag is like this paragraph tag and all. So the next tag is known as a anchor tag. So we're going to learn anchor tag, or also known as a link tag. So link tag, I'll do link tag. So see, this heading tags H1 to S6 and this paragraph tags, they're also known as block level element. So there are two kind of element. One is block level element and one is inline element. So they are known as block level elements because each one of them is taking its own line. It's taking its own line. There is some space taking its own line. Although all of this could have come here, like H2, S3, H2, H2, H6, and even this one could have come here, but they are coming in different lines because they are block level element. Now this link tag, some of the tags are inline element, you're going to see. So I'll do a link tag which is like a href, and let me do it twice because I want to show something here. And I will put two of my sites here, like one is twd.codes and one is like 𝐿𝐴𝐺 So these two sites I'll put here, and I will copy it, and then I will put in the href. Href is a thing. Link tags are very popular. You all might have seen this link tag a lot. So I will tell what it is. So in this href I'll do, and here I'll do like twd and drmz twd, and then the second one, I will have one more thing known as target equal to underscore blank. I will tell what it is. So these are the attributes which we have here. I will save it and it will show here. Okay. And see, this href is something. Anchor tag is like this. Okay. So first let us understand two, three things here. The first thing is that the anchor tag is an inline element. I have two anchor tags. They're coming one after the another. If I have like more anchor tags, they will come one after the another unless the line is filled. So this is known as the inline element, first thing. The second thing is this: in the anchor tag, in the href, whatever you put, and it shows by default like this underline and all those things. Okay. So but whatever is there in the href, if I click over it, it will open that thing. Okay, href, it is opening this site. Okay. Now what is this target equal to underscore blank? Target equal to underscore blank, if I click here, see, it will open in a different tab, which is very important. It is when I'm not giving target underscore blank, it is opening in the same tab, but here it is opening in a different tab. Okay, so that is the benefit of target equal underscore blank. All most of the time, most people want it to be opened in a different tab. Okay, if you click on some YouTube comment also, you'll find that okay, it is opening in a different tab. Okay, so because it is beneficial for everyone like that. So now the next thing which we are going to learn is list tag, list tag, and the list tags are like there are two kind of lists. One is the UL means unordered list, and here I will have a li. Li means list item, and it would be item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Save it and see. This is the list. Okay, so you have this dots. This is the list, and There's another kind of list known as OL. OL means ordered list, and here also, but the inside is I have the list item only. I'll save it. This is 1 2 3 4 5. It will done. But this UL is used more. So these are the two kind of lists. So we have everything in this now. We'll learn about one of the most important tags, and that will take some time. And the most important one of the most important tags are known as the form tags. So what are these form tags we're going to learn? So but before this form tag, we're going to learn about two other tags. One is known as the HR, means horizontal rule. It will create a line. And one is known as a BR, known as break row. It will make a space. Because we have come a bit down, I will want to show the form tags within a set of HR and BR. So next I'm going to do a form tags. And form tags is actually a group of tags. It is not a single tag. It is a group of tags. So why form tags? Why form tags are used? Form tags are used to take the input from the user. Whenever you go to some site, like take the example of facebook.com. You go to facebook.com, and the first time you have gone there, you have to register for something. So when you register for something, you fill up all the data, and then you hit the submit. Then the data is taken by the front end and given to the back end, and where it is stored in the back end. Okay, so it is stored in the back end. So that is there. So that is whenever you want to take input from the user, you need to use the form tag in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript project. Like even on Facebook, you go and you do some post there, Facebook, Instagram. That is like a form tag is there, and through that you have to do. So that is all about it, and it has got a lot of different things, and we're going to learn about it. Form tags generally consist, but it generally consists of the a pair of label and input, a pair of label and input. So we are going to see that. So first thing, I'll do a label, and for is a name. I'll explain this thing, and input type text, and name equal to name, and ID equal to name. So what are these things? I'm going to tell one sec. And then I'll have another one, which is our age, 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 number, like this. I will save it. So age. So first thing is that the input type text means I can type the text, and input type age means I can give the number, and also I get this thing to increase it. So like this, I can increase also. Okay, so that is there. And label and input are like this. Okay, so now what are the other things here? What are the other things here in this label and input? So, and one thing is that label and input always comes in a pair. So this is one pair and this is another pair. So first attribute here, which is this for, it is to tell us that for there is a pair of, but as I've told, they are a pair. But how do the HTML knows they are a pair? So for an ID or something which should be same in a HTML. For an ID should be same here also. For an ID should be same. And what is this name equal to age, name equal to name? So the basic function of a input tags is to take the data and send it to the backend. When we are going to send it to the backend, this name will be used a lot. So name equal to Nabendu, age equal to 40. It will go like this. So that is what is all about. Okay. So one more thing here is that the next we are going to learn about CSS, but we have not yet learned CSS. And I have a problem. I want this to come down, this age to come down. But if you can see, all of these things are something known as an inline element. So all of these things are coming in one line, inline. So how do I bring them down? So there is one method to bring them down is, and that is known as a I will use a BR. BR, we know it creates a space. So I'll do a BR. Let's save it. See, it has come down, but I need some more space. So I'll add one more BR. I'll save it and it's come down. Okay, so this is one of the way to use it. So means I have to use a BR. BR full form is break row, and it is coming from the typewriting world. I don't know how many of you know typewriting, but BR is used in the typewriters also. BR break row. So the next thing which we are and form tag is all about knowing about different elements. So we have seen this name and age field. Now the next field which we are going to see is known as a text area. So let us make that label, and for message, and I mean accessory message, and text area is like a bit different. Text area, instead of input we have something known as a text area. Okay, so this calls and rows I can remove, and name is message and id is message. So here one more thing you notice is that this text area is there. So this text area is like self-ending. No, no, text area is not self-ending, it is like having a normal ending, but its input and all these things are self-ending. So that is like that. If I save the text area, it will shown is this. Text area is a input type text box in which we can write multiple line. This is good, and this is a very important thing, because in Facebook, Instagram, or anywhere else, when you type the post, that is generally done in a text area. Okay, so everything you all have used. So the next thing also which we are going to use, which I'm going to tell, is something which you have used a lot, which in sites like Amazon.com. So in sites like Amazon.com, there are drop down in which you can go and select some other things, and these drop downs are created by the select tag. Okay, so for I will do COLOR, and then COLOR, then select name equal to COLOR and ID equal to COLOR. Then here inside this select we'll have the option value equal to red, and this is red color, green, green color, yellow, yellow color, blue, blue color. So like this drop down is there, and you can select like different colors and all. So this is like this. And again, this option, the values is something which will go to the backend. We're going to soon going to see how it is going to the backend. Name equal to green, name equal to red, name equal to yellow, or name equal to blue. One of them will go to the backend. We're going to see that thing. Okay. So, and again, this is very common in sites like Amazon.com or e-commerce sites. Okay, so the next thing which we are going to see is again something which is very common in e-commerce site, which is known as checkbox. Or if you give some online exam, there multiple questions answer in which multiple answers are there, we have this thing, and this thing is known as a checkbox. So checkbox will have, and here I will have what do you own? Have an h4. Then I'll have a input type box, and name equal to vehicle one, and ID equal to bike, and value equal to bike, and label is like for is bike. Yes. Okay, label is something which you can have afterwards also. So like this, I'll have one label, and I'll have another one which is like vehicle 2 and car, 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 and car. Say so it will show like this. And this checkbox is something which you can click like this both of them you can click. And as you might have seen on Amazon, like I selected the mobile, all the mobile, then if I want to see only Xiaomi mobile and Apple mobile, and click Xiaomi and Apple check boxes. Okay, so I can see those things. So this is like this, check boxes, different check boxes you can click. Okay, so but here both of the checkboxes are treated as differently. So I have name as vehicle 1 and vehicle 2. I'm soon going to show how it will go, and the value is again something which will go to the backend. So now the next thing which we are going to do is something which is like checkbox, but it is used to take the one value, and very common, and it is known as radio box. And the very common thing to take is a gender. We cannot select more than one, so I will do this h4 and do a gender, and then input type is radio, and name equal to gender, and value equal to male, and let us have the id also, id equal to male. And okay, label we can have after the input also, just like we have in checkbox. For it is main and main, 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 the, 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 save it. So it's coming like this, and here you can select either one or anything else also you can select. But see, the moment I'm selecting something, it is going away. Okay, so the first one is going away, but here I can select both of them. Okay, so that is like that. That is the difference. Okay, so the next thing which we are going to do is to submit this form. How do we submit this form? So we submit this form with a button. So a button, but there are actually two kinds of button. So I'll do a button and it will be submit. But in this button, and we have something like a button tag also. Let me do a button tag also here. And this button tag will be button and submit, submit, and type type equal to submit, submit. So inside a form, we have a special kind of a button which is having a type of submit. Button tag can be like this normal. Okay, one second. I'll do one more BR here. This button is also there, which is a normal button. If I click here, nothing happens here. Nothing happens here. But I will show what will happen when I click here. But after I fill all the fields. Okay. So this is good. Blue by the mail. See, I click this, nothing happens. But when I click this, closely watch two things. One, this, and one, what is happening here. So I will submit it. First, something was submitted here, and then this got refreshed. When it got refreshed, everything has gone away. But what was submitted here? Let me cut it, and then we'll see. Okay, one sec. Cut it, and let me paste it here. Then we'll see. So name equal to Nabendu. So as I was telling, this name is very important. Name equal to Nabendu, age equal to 40, message equal to whatever message I have passed. This plus is good because there was some space. Color equal to blue. This from here, the select statement, name, color equal to blue. This is going, the value is going. Then in the checkbox, vehicle 1 and vehicle 2 are going differently. Vehicle 1 equal to bike, vehicle 2 equal to car. It means those checkboxes behave differently. Then in the gender is taken from a radio box, and radio box is also known as radio box group. Only one thing will go. So gender equal to male, only one thing is going. So this is about our different forms element. Now we are coming to an end of HTML. Soon we are going to one sec, going to start with the CSS, but one last topic is remaining. One sec. So The last thing, the most important tag which is remaining, there is one tag which is remaining, which is known as the image tag. Without image, like nothing is good looking. So image from where we are going to take, there is something known as unsplash.com. So images you can take from Google also, but the problem with Google is that the images are copyrighted. So copyrighted. So unsplash.com is a very good site from through which you can take this like free images which are not copyrighted. Okay, no copyrighted is there. So there are two ways to show the image. I'll come here and the image tag like this. There are two ways to show image. So I will have two image tags. Um, in one, an image tag requires source and alt. So one way to show image tag, and which is the better preferred way, is like take an image and download it. Download it, like maybe I'll download the medium version of it. And okay, so in Finder, and um, what is this? This is a lamp. Let me give the right name. LAMP, lamp. I've given this lamp name. Then what I'm going to do here, I'll come and create a new folder called images, and inside this images I'll put this lamp like this. I will drag it and it will be there. So this lamp image has been there. Now how do I show this lamp image? Is like in the first one I'll go and do a src and images and lamp.jpg. Then I'll write in the alt a lamp. And there is another way to show image, which is like this trick. You go and go anywhere and do a right click on any image and copy image address you do. Then in the source you can put that thing. And this alt is known as a man. Okay, so why I'm putting something like this, you're going to learn. So I'll save it, and then you'll come here and you'll see that the images have been shown. This man image has been shown correctly, but this image was actually very big, so I'm not able to see it correctly. So in HTML there are not many things, but CSS which we are going to learn next, you'll see there are many things are there in CSS. Okay, so here I will have a width as 400, and okay, and then I will save it and see the width is like now width is 400. Now I can see. Okay, so that is there now, but this is how you show images. But why, what is this alt all about? Why this we have to give the alt? So suppose the alt is given because if somehow if the image is not been able to load, the alt will be shown, and that is a very common scenario. Suppose I make this like as z here, like this is wrong because I cannot and that happens mainly when the internet is not there, or sometimes the developer make mistakes like this. Save it. Second image is not been shown, but a broken image has been shown and the man is been shown, which is this alt. So that's why this alt tag is very, very important. Okay, so that is there. And as I've told, the next, like the next class, next CSS will be taken. CSS will be taken by our teacher, TW teacher. Awesome. And so I hand over to him CSS. Thank you all. So now awesome will start.
Okay. So, hi all, and a warm welcome to all of you on the weekend. Sorry, on the weekend bootcamp where we are covering the communication skill also. So this time you will get again a new thing. So the communication skill batch, I guess, will be around from 6 p.m. So be ready for that. So this will be a session which actually we conduct once in a month, and in this session, uh, we will tell you how to deal with the clients, how to deal with the interviews, how to speak, how to communicate, how to answer the questions. Sorry. So this will be again a very interactive session, very beautiful session for the people who are actually looking for interviews, who are actually giving interviews. So this thing, I guess, you can take the utmost advantage of the communication skills. Okay. So let us see. Okay. Good afternoon, मेरे भाइयों. Darshi Joshi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Thamaji. Good afternoon. So let us check out. I just want to know a single thing from all of you, that from which part of the city you people are. Just a single thing. From which part of the city of India? Okay. From which city you people are? Just to know the reach of this content, at which part of India this content is currently getting down. So only the name of the city in the comment box will help me to identify. And we will be actually covering the CSS basics. In the CSS basics, we will take you through the types of CSS and classes, IDs, box model, styling of list, and what else, selectors. So these all things we are going to cover in next 1 hour. And after that, JavaScript will start. After that, communications will start. And communications, again, as I've told you, once in a month opportunity. So please grab it. And it is actually for the people who are actually giving the interviews right now. So it will be again a very helpful thing to all of you. So guys, let us catch up. So उज्जैन, अरे जोशी जी नमस्कार. उज्जैन से यहाँ बहुत बढ़िया है. जय महाकाल. तो गुड आफ्टरनून पुणे. ओके. अरे कहाँ है बाकी लोग भाई? गाइस वेयर आर यू? प्लीज रिप्लाई फास्ट. तो लो है क्या सब? जल्दी जल्दी रिप्लाई करो भाई. प्लीज रिप्लाई फास्ट. While the meantime, let me have the setup ready. So okay, so we have here index.html. So that okay, so setup is ready. Let us see how many have applied with the name with their city name. So okay. So let us start with today's session. And today we are going to see the basics of CSS. Okay. So the basics of CSS we will cover in how many ways we can add CSS, and what are CSS selectors, what are classes, what are IDs, and box model we will see. Some font properties we will see. What are the basic font properties we will see. And after this font properties, we will see the styling of list. So these all things we will see, and we will go into the depth of these things. So these are the basics of CSS. Okay. So thanks Jadavji from Pune. Okay, so let us start with CSS. So what is a CSS? CSS, you all know CSS. The full form सबको पता होगा, cascaded style sheet. Okay. What is this cascaded style sheet? So this cascaded style sheet is actually used to make the website decorative, attractive. Okay, beautiful. Because you can make the web page with the help of HTML also, but that web page does not looks beautiful. So for you to see a beautiful site, CSS is required, and the requirement and the need for CSS is on the top. So let us see in how many ways we can add CSS. So first one is in line. Second one is internal. Third one is external. So these are the three ways in which we can add CSS. Okay. Now let me go live. So these are the three ways in which we can add CSS. Fine. Now, okay, Akash, thanks. Thanks for replying. So first one is in line, second one is internal, and the third one is external. Now, try to take the meaning of the words from their natural behavior also. Natural behavior means if I say in line, what is the meaning of in line? In line means in the same line. Okay, so in the same line, we apply CSS directly to the HTML element. So we have applied the CSS property with the property as background color of aqua. So here you can see we have the property of background color aqua. Now second thing is internal. So internal means internally we apply CSS directly to the HTML element. So how we are going to do it? Okay. So how we are going to do it? So with the help of the style tag, we can make it possible. So with the help of style tag on H2 background color using a hash kind of a pattern, hash double F double O double A. What is not coming once again? So hash double F double O double A. This is the pattern where we have actually added the property of a background color. Now, third is external. External means externally we are uh, in external form or in a external method we apply CSS. So how we are going to use it? So for this particular thing, what we are going to do, we will write a CSS in an altogether new file with the name of the file as style.css. Okay, and in this style.css, what we do, we apply the CSS property of a background color in the form of RGB with the value as let me have 0 100 255. For this to add, we need to have a link tag. Okay, so this is how we are going to make it. Okay, now after this thing, so we have seen in how many ways we can add CSS. Now here, let us check out what the CSS selects. So here, H3 is the CSS selector. This thing is the CSS property, value. This entire thing is a declaration. Okay, this is a CSS selector, property, value, declaration. So that is how it goes like that. Now, after this thing, let me have a paragraph, a lorem of content. So this is a lorem name, but let me make it a little bit large. Now, this is a paragraph with the lorem of dummy content. Now let us have some. Okay, before going further, let us check out in how many ways we can add color. So here, if you notice one thing, I have added a single property which is called as a background color in internal, inline, and external CSS. But the way of adding color is different. Okay. So what is the difference is that in the first case, in the inline, I have added the background color property with the name of the color. Okay. But in the second one, how one was One minute, what is the question? Which CSS will be executed first? I meant three. Which CSS will be executed? So if you want to ask this thing, that which is the most powerful way of execution of CSS, so the method which is the inline is the most powerful way because it applies it directly to the HTML element. This is the most powerful one. The most commonly used is the external way of adding CSS. Okay. Okay, so we are actually on the colors. So first, okay, so first one is in the first one in the inline tag of CSS, I have just added a background color property with the name of the color, which you have seen is the aqua color. Now, what is this aqua? Aqua is somewhat a name of the color, but one second. So there are around 140 color names which you can simply add. So let us check out that. HTML color words. These are the 140 color names which you can simply type it out. And second one is HTML color picker. Okay, now, no, second one is a format where I have used a hash kind of a thing. Now, in this hash kind of a thing, if you see, I have written hash double F double O seven double A. So this is a kind of a hexadecimal color system, which is actually been taken from the hexadecimal number system. Okay, from there the reach come into here. Now here hash double F represents the red color. Okay, double O represents the green color. Double A represents the blue color. So it is a form of R, G, and B. Okay. So let us see the next one. Next one is purely a RGB pattern, which have the range starting from. So this is R, G, and B, red, green, and blue. And for the range of RGB starts from 0 to 255. So this is actually the HTML color picker, which is managed by W3 Schools. So here we have first we will see the RGB. So here with the help of this drag and drag button, you can make any color of your choice. Fine. Okay, Dhruv. Thanks for replying. So I just want to know the city here. So Gujarat actually is a state. Now, okay. So here you can prepare any color of your choice. So let us check out if you drag it. Okay. So here 0 represents black color, 255 represents white color. So the range of the RGB starts from 0 to 255, where 0 is black, 255 is white. And let us check out the next, which is the hexadecimal. So here you can have the color. Okay. Now you can see this HSL also. So HSL again is a modern way of adding color, in which H stands for hue. So hue contains the colors in the form of RGB. S for saturation. Saturation contains the sharpness. And L is for lightness. Lightness stands for brightness. So this is what the HSL contains. Fine. Yeah, good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Quarter Baba. So sorry. So here these are the ways in which we can add CSS. Now after this thing, okay, so we have created a paragraph, and now let us have some basic font properties for this. So what we do?
we have the font size of let's say 20 x and line height property of let's say 2.5 rem, and after that we can have what else we can have. We can have the property of text transform to uppercase, decoration to underline. We have the letter spacing property 1.9 rem. Similarly, we can have word spacing property of let's say 1.5 em. Okay, and we can have a font page property of let's say bold. And after that, we can have a font family property where we have a minimum of 3 available fonts which we need to pick. Okay. So this is what we have done. Now here you can see these why the need of 3 fonts are here. So first one is the Arial font. So Arial is the primary font, Helvetica and Sans Serif is the secondary. Okay. Now after that we have the next thing is the Helvetica and Sans Serif. Now what is the need of 3 fonts? So the need is that if for example let's say Google Chrome does not support the Arial font, so it will automatically pick the next available font which we have given is the Helvetica and the Sans serif font. Fine. Now, for example, let us say if Microsoft Edge does not support Arial and Helvetica font, so it will automatically pick the next available font which is the Sans serif font. So that is why it is being mentioned the primary and the secondary font. Now, after that, we have the next thing here, which is called as the Google fonts. So these are the Google fonts, and we can also let us take up this font, Sedgwick Away Display. So these have only one. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to just import it. So Control C. And in the top, we will paste it. Fine. Now here, what we need to do, we need to add this font in so see. Now what I do, let me make it. Now this is what looks like that. So that is how you can easily import the Google fonts here. Okay. Now after this Google fonts, let us have another paragraph here. Lorem of, and we have a lorem of 10 here. Now, in this particular thing, what is happened? The set of styles what we have given, the set of styles what we have given to this paragraph will get applied to this one also. Okay. So why this is happening? Because the set of styles what we have given for this set of paragraph, there is no bifurcation as which is the best, which is the style which needs to be placed for the first one.
So there is no bifurcation. So is what is the required now? 1 minute. Here, sorry. So here, what we can do, we have to introduce classes and IDs. Okay. So let us have here class of, and here we have ID bottom. Okay. Now what is class and what an ID? So classes and IDs are an extended way of targeting the HTML elements. So this is SP is an HTML element. So it is an extended way of targeting the HTML element. Okay. So classes and IDs both do the same function, but same class, but this class top, I can use this class as many times as I can wish. But for the ID, I can use this ID only once. Okay. So that is how you can take this thing. Okay. Now let us check out how we are going to write the classes and IDs. So for this thing, we target dot pop. Dot is used to represent the classes and hash is used to represent the ID. Okay. So that is how you can go with them. Now after that, let us write hash also. So we can have hash bottom will use a font size of let's say 22p. This is how it goes like that. Now after this thing, let us check out the next thing here is which is called as the box model property. So the box model property contains of four things. First one is the content, which we already have. After content, we have a padding of let's say 20 px. After padding, we have a border of let's say 5 px solid with black color, and we have a margin of let's say 21 p. Now, try to understand how what is the calculation behind this thing. Um, so if I have written padding, okay, padding means the space outside the content. So this space just outside the content is called as padding. So if I have written padding of 20 px, 20 px means 20 px top, 20 px bottom, 20 px left, 20 px right. That means on all the four sides. Now next is the border. So border you can easily see border 5 px, 5 px is a bit solid with black color. So on all the sides you see a solid black color border. After that we have margin. Now margin is after the border. So here if you see, if I have written margin of 21 px, so 21 px again on the top, right, left and bottom. So it goes like that. So this is a kind of, so this is a box model with an example kind of a thing. Okay. Now there are some more ways in which we can have this padding and margin. We have, if you want to give padding on the left of let's say 10 px, top of let's say 20 px, bottom 30 px, right 40 px. So you can see we have on different sites we have different kind of a pattern. Okay, so that is how it goes like that. Now there is another one way. If I write adding of, let's say, 20px and 40px. 20px and 40px. So 20px is for top and bottom, 40px is for left and right. So this is again a second shortcut which I have just informed you. Now after this, similarly we can replicate this for margin also. If I have margin of, let's say, 40px, margin left 30px, margin bottom 20px, margin right. So we can have the margin kind of a thing where you see on different sites we have different kind of margin. So that is how it goes like that. Now after that, similarly we can have the next way of adding margin. Say, of 40 we have 40px for top and bottom and 20px is for left and right. So that is how it goes like that. Now after this box model, let us have the next thing here, which is called as the styling of. So for this thing, what we do, we have a list structure. List two. So this is the structure what we are going to follow. Category, and let us have a parent class categories, and here anchor tag. So this is the content. So this is the structure of the styling of test. Okay. So 1 second. So this is the structure of styling of list. So for this thing, what we do, we are going to have the structure here. In the structure, try to understand the structure. So we have parent class categories. Okay, parent class categories, and after that we have H2 header 2, which have the content as category, and after that we have the unordered list, and this unordered list contains the list item which have the anchor tag inside it, and all these anchor tags have the name of the colors. So that is how the structure goes like. Fine. Now let us pick up each and every element, each and every class, and we will style it. So minute. So for this thing, what we do, what we are doing here. 1 minute. So Control C, dot categories, and we have border first. So let's say 5p solid with a color. We'll use a border radius property of, let's say, npx. These sharp edges will turn into the curved ones, and after that, well, okay, 1 more minute. So attendance form has already been shared in the live YouTube chat. Please fill it. So 1 second. So those who are new, please fill it. So those who have not filled attendance form, please fill it. I've shared the list of attendance form once again in the on your screen. Okay, so I guess everybody have done it by now. Okay, so we have a border radius property, and if you have noticed one thing, without writing any CSS with any style, by default the color gets added here. So this is happening because we already have a style for H2. So let us comment out. Now we have border radius property, and let us pick up dot categories H to CSC, and let us have transform to uppercase. Fine. And uh, 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 now what else we can do? Dot categories. UL adding of 0 with ls list style to none, so that is dot removed, and dot categories uh, 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 dot categories we can have the next thing as, let's say, anchor tag. We use the text declaration to none with the color of the font. The color of the font to black. Okay, with the color of the font to black. Now we can have the padding in the bottom spread says 20 ex, and padding of
10. Yeah, seems good. And we have border bottom property will say one p dot set with blue color. That is how we are going to have it. Now we have a hover property also. We have dot categories tag show hover, and we'll change the background color to yellow with increase in the font size of, let's say, 20 px. So we have increased in the font size. Okay. So that is how it goes, like that. Now after this thing, let us have a structure of the form, and we will create a form and we are going to style the form. So we have a form div in a label input type text. So this is the structure of the form. Now we are going to replicate this thing here. Thanks, Monica, for filling it. Because those who filled all attendance form will get the participation certificate on their mail ID, which you people have entered by Sunday, tomorrow, end of the day. So this is the structure of the form, and okay, so we have the form. Let us have a parent class here. Class of my form. We have the label for name, age, email. We have here text number, email. Okay, so what else we can have? And after that, we have an input type commit value is and this is what a kind of a small form we have. So the input type we have, the name will be for, let's say, name, age, email. Okay. So this is the structure what we have created. Thanks, Amran, for filling the form. And this is the structure what we have created. Uh, okay. So here let us have a class as form TP. Here also we have the same class. So separate class we have given for all the scripts. Fine. No. Here we have also created a input type button. Input type submit button also we have created with the value as time. So if parent class my form, a div
form GP, div form GP, div form GP, input type. So this is the structure what is here for our reference. Fine. So what we are going to do it now, we will pick up the parent class and the child class and the elements, and we are going to style it with the help of CSS. So let us pick up the parent class my form dot my form, and here what else we can have. The first thing is we can have a padding of, let's say, 20 px, and increase in font size of, let's say, 30 px. And here we have the input, input. Okay, so in the button, what else we can have? We can have a class also. btn is a class. So my form is dot btn. Uh, and what else we can have? Dot btn. Increase in the font size of, let's say, 230 px. Okay. Now in this dot form, gp dot form gp will be the display of a clock, and then we will target the in no input level. Uh, dot, let's say, my. So now it is aligned, and here input, and we have a border let's say tomato. Okay, so here border tomato is not, does not seem good. Noida. Oh, Prince, I know you are from Noida. Yeah. You are there in the entire CSS week. That's good. So this button we will style it. So we have a height of, let's say, 50 px. A second. Something else. Last BDN. Width we need to give the width of, let's say, um 100 px, and we will increase the font size to 30 px. 30 px. Let me change this to 50 px. And we are going to have all one second, one second. Okay. So this is what we have. And in this name, age, and email. Okay. So what else we can have? Let us have background color to right and uh, font color to white. Okay. So this needs to be aligned 50 and height, let's say 100 px. Uh, 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 okay. So we have the next thing here is called as the border radius property. Border radius will switch to 10 px. Let us change it to 40 px in some kind of a oval shape. And text transform to uppercase looks good. And also we have imported a font. So let us take the advantage of this font. And uh, I'll have padding, not padding, margin top from let's say 20 px want some space. So let us have 40 px. Okay, so that is the space what we have created. And oh, okay, okay, okay. Mm, mm, mm. So between this also we want some space. Okay. So what else we can have? We have in the padding, we have 9 height of let's say 10 50 px seems good. You can see the space between them also. Okay. Now what else we can have in the uh input? We have outline. So wallet. Or we have the outline for black. Outline black is not coming. So what we have, we use border. Or px, px. 5px. So this is a form what we have created by now. 1 minute. Okay, so this is a kind of form what we have created. Now after this form, uh, let us see the float property. So how we are going to use a float property. So for this thing, we have to have the structure here. So we have a div to connected to, and we have a para. This is structure what we are going to replicate. So control C. Okay, and a common class we will be going to take block. This is a common class what we have taken. Fine. Now, with the help of block property, we are going to align this using the 33.3% of the screen size. So, dot block sort of left with the width of okay, 1 second. So this way we'll open. Oh, sorry. Float left with the width of 33.33%. That is not coming. Okay. Dot block and block. So the output will be like that. So we are using the 33.3% of the available screen size. So that is how it goes like that. Now after that, let us the okay. So if we have a scenario where we have only two of the things and we need to share the screen in this particular thing, how you are going to use it? So let us have a block of one. So uh, oh, block of one, the float of right, the width of 50%. And here also we can have this for 50%. So so this is how we are going to make it happen with the help of float left and float right property. So okay, so one more thing we can have. So if we want to add a border of let's say 5 feet, all it with black color, and similarly here also we can have 5 feet solid with black color. So here you can see the overlapping of things is happening. Now for you to see how the overlapping will get removed, so we have a box sizing border box property. Well, we can again have a box sizing border box property we can have. So this is how you can going to make it happen. The border box property and align the items in this particular fashion. Okay. So now let me switch over the session to my friend Hari, and Hari will take you through the basics of JavaScript. So 1 minute. Hari, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Just a minute. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Issues. Okay. So just a minute. Okay. Hello. Yeah. Can you able to hear me? So if you can you able to hear my voice, can you tell the in the chat box if everyone can able to hear my voice properly? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay. So first of all, welcome you all for the amazing. Sir, please mute your mic. Think, okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so let me get started with JavaScript. I hope that you have completed the HTML and CSS basics and fundamentals. So now it's time to start with JavaScript. So JavaScript is, as you know, if you came here and you want to learn web development, so the one of the programming language that you want to focus is JavaScript. Okay, so if you that is the one thing that you feel like something difficult and something like tough to learn during the entire process of JavaScript. So that is what we're going to see now. Okay, so learning JavaScript within hour is not possible completely. So any language within learning within hour is not going to be possible. So then what we're going to learn now? So what we are going to see for the next 1 hour is going to be, so basically why you need to learn JavaScript, okay, and what is the problem that we are having without JavaScript a website is developed, and what is the solution that JavaScript is providing to us. Okay, so these all are the things that we're going to cover, and we're going to come up with some practical example how JavaScript is applying in our real world. Okay, so these all are the things that we're going to do. So if you are interested, and if you have any doubts, right, so if you people already know JavaScript and do some little bit work and right now only experiencing that, or if your people are right now new here and you want to like right now only learning everything, okay, just tell me in the chat box who all are new here and who all are already know about JavaScript. Like I know the basic of JavaScript, who all are know little bit, tell basics, and who all are completely new for the development for JavaScript, tell new. Okay, so before tell it in the chat box, I can able to see all your chats, and I can able to communicate with you. So whatever the doubts that you are asking in this 1 hour, I will be just answer it for everything. Okay, so tell it in the chat box, I will be there. So during this time, I just go and create. Oh, sorry, let us go and create. Okay, new most of you. I just create a folder in my desktop. So here only we're going to work with JavaScript inside this form a little bit. Dashanjoti. Okay. Tech with Sunday. New. Okay. So quick. Okay. And one more question that I want to ask you is like how many of you here that already know some other programming language like Python or like that? So who all are know like this? Tell it in the chat box. So let me open this one with our VS Code. Okay. So Java code. Okay, guys, thank you for your response. Let me do one thing. So this is a file that we're going to work with the VS Code, the basic setup. Okay, so I know that you people work with HTML and CSS before that, right? So let me create the HTML and CSS, the basic file. Okay. So the one more thing why I asked this question is, so if you already worked with some other programming language, okay, so the best example I can give it, the concept are going to be the same, okay, but JavaScript is one of the most famous language, and how we are writing in JavaScript, the whole entire syntax is going to be differ here, okay. So that is why don't compare whatever the language that you learned previously with JavaScript, okay. So the JavaScript is going to be completely different, and it's going to be completely like working functionality also differs compared to other programming language. Okay, so we will discuss it and decode it and why, what, and everything, what is the purpose and everything we will discuss. Okay, so let me start with HTML and let me create our basics, like basic file. So I'm just going to create a boilerplate, and here I just going to say, let me make it as twd. Okay, and here I just give an h1 tag and I just say the universal welcome, hello world. Okay, and let me open this with our live server. Okay, okay, okay. So meanwhile, what we will do is we will create a separate file. Okay, so we will create a separate file for CSS, style.css. Okay, so can anyone tell how you can link the index.html file with the style.css file? For example, if I give body, so I just going to write some CSS tag. I just give the background color for body tag. Okay, so just giving like breeze color like that, and you can see that is nothing is changing, right? So you can go for some other bright color like this. Okay, and you can see something like nothing is changed, right? So if I want to apply these changes, like if I want to change the background of my index.html, so what we need to do, like we need to connect our style.css with our index.html, right? Can anyone tell what is the tag that we can use to connect this one with this? Okay, and tell it in the chat box. Meanwhile, I just create another file. Okay, so first of all, why we are creating this file index.html, a separate file, style.css, a separate file, and we're going to create a separate file for JavaScript also. So why we are doing these things? So the reason is keeping things separately. Okay, yes, Darshi, you are right. So keeping things separately. So that is a principle called distributive principle. So by the way, like if you keep the things codes and separately, then it will be easy to debug and you can able to work with error free. That's what it is. Okay, so if you have error, like if you have issue with HTML, then you can go for HTML file without touching any CSS or any other files. Then you can probably don't mess up with some other files. Okay, so that's what the internal and inline CSS we avoid, go for the external CSS. That is pretty well and good. That's what it is. So to link with this, I just going to say link tag with CSS, and we are going to link it. And once we link it, the changes will be applied. Okay, what just happened now? So I just go for some mild color. Okay, so what just happened now? Just think about what is happening here. Well, our index.html is going to be the base and structure of our website. Okay, so it's going to be code clean. Yes, that's also. So this is going to be our structure of our website, index.html, right? So if I want to change anything, then I need to link with my base file, right? So index.html is going to be my base file. This is going to be the structure, and it contains all our elements and everything, and I just want to add it. And what is style.css? Well, style.css is going to be the styling part, your alignment, how the website should look like, everything it will be there. Okay, so what we need to do, if I want to change anything, then first I want to link it with, then only I can able to do. Same like that, here we're going to create a file that is called app.js. Okay, so this is a file that we're going to create, app.js. Whatever the file name that you want to give, you can give, but the extension should be .js. You can see the extension, it is going to be .js. Okay, so that's the extension that you want to put. So basically here only we're going to write our JavaScript code. Okay, so the same thing. So if you want to work with index.html and you're going to make styling and alignment things for your in your style.css, so you want to link with, right? And what is the work that app.js is going to do? So then only we can able to understand whether we want to link it with our JS file with HTML or where I can link it. Okay, so then only we can able to understand. So for that, before we need to know what is JavaScript. So that is the first question. So if you understand what is JavaScript, then we probably understand how to work, how to link with some other things and everything. Okay, so the first question is going to be what is JS? And you can see I use some double slash, right? So if it is a double slash, this is considered as a comment. I hope that you learned about comments in the HTML itself. So comments are basically, that is something the browser will ignore it. They don't take care. Okay, so it is basically to communicate with your co-workers and co-developers, to making some hint what you are writing, like a bit of documenting that what code that you are writing. Okay, so I am commenting things because I don't want to mess up with the errors that I am getting. So just to like writing a sentence to understanding purpose. Okay, so I just going to say what is JavaScript. So that's going to be the first question and first thing that we need to know. So JavaScript is basically nothing but it is called as a client-side scripting language. Okay, it is going to be the client-side scripting language. And what it is used for? Well, this is used to manipulate your HTML and CSS. Well, what is the CSS will do? The CSS will make your base file look align good and everything. Like it will create a good looking user interface, right? So the designing part of a website, how the website is looking, that is going to be the CSS will do. Okay, first one. And what is JavaScript will do? Well, JavaScript will take care about the interaction that you are making. Okay, so the interaction, whatever the interaction that you are making in a website, that is because of JavaScript. Okay, because of JavaScript only you can able to achieve those interaction. It's basically giving life to your website. So with HTML and CSS, a website looks static, a simple static website. A static is nothing but you can able to see it, but you cannot interact with it with HTML and CSS. If you click something, it will not work. If you like hover something, double click something, or whatever you are doing, so it is only whatever the HTML and CSS can do, it can do. Okay, so the interaction, it is like a dead website. Just we can able to see it. Simply it's like your portfolio website. Okay, so how you will create a portfolio website, there is no more interaction will be the we will create it. But think about a website like Amazon, think about a website like Netflix, think about a website like YouTube. So just like their web apps, so they are how they are looking. So what are the interaction that we make? Like you are liking something, you are liking, commenting, and do so much of things, right? Creating a drop down menus and making things changing, like if you click this, like carousels and sliders and so much of things, right? So those things are achieved because of JavaScript only. Okay, so making your website more interactive and bringing them alive to your website, that's what it is. So basically JavaScript is used to manipulate your website. So why we are doing that? Because make our website dynamic and more interactive to our user, that's what it is. So without JavaScript, can we able to create a website? Answer is yes, of course you can able to create a website, but there is a difference between without JavaScript and with JavaScript. Okay, without JavaScript is like a salesman without a shop. Okay, so without, no salesman is there, only you, the owner, and the person is handling the shop. So whatever the customer is coming, you just want to do everything by you, and it takes some time and we do lots of work. And that's why in the olden days we will mess up like network error or huge traffic, those things. Okay, so it will happen because of that. We don't want to go for the backend concept, we stick with the front ends. Okay, so that is what. So with JavaScript is like a shop with a salesman. Okay, so whatever customers request and everything is happen, so JavaScript will take care of in the front end. Okay, so let me go and see something little bit deeper. Okay, so when you want to create a website or a web app, okay, both website or and web app. So if you want to create these things, then you need to, this is categorized into two parts. Okay, so the first one, it is going to be the front end, and the second one, it's going to be the back end. So what all are the categories? The first one is going to be the front end, and second one is going to be the back end. So what is mean by that? What is mean by front end? What is mean by back end? Well, the front end part take care about your user interface. So it is all about, it is also called as client side work. So who is a client? Well, I am a client, you are the client. Who all are using the website, web apps? You are the client. Okay, so right now you are watching this live it in a YouTube, right? So you are the client for the YouTube. So how the YouTube is looking, so where the video is structured, where the comments are playing, where the like button is there, where the subscribe button is there, all these things all comes under the user interface. Basically the front end people will do this, the front end developer will do this. And what is all about backend? So it is all about the logic of a website. So whatever the website and web app that you are using, they have a logic, they are built for a purpose, and that purpose is achieved because of this backend only. For example, if it is on YouTube, you go and search a video, and if a video is uploaded with that one, then it will go and show it to you. Like it will just go for the database, and it will get the data, and it will going to show to you. So that is what the purpose. If you take Wikipedia, then it is an article sharing website. You ask for some article, it will go for the database and it will give to you. Okay, so database is the storage unit where it will go and get that. Okay, so those processes are handled by backend. Initially JavaScript was built for front end. Okay, so that is why it is named as not a programming language, client side scripting language. So it is initially built when it was introduced in 1995. It was initially built for the front end work, not for the back end work, to communicate with servers and database, not to work with the front end. But right now JavaScript can able to do, we will come to that later. But when JavaScript was introduced, it is for client side work. So the client side work, what it is doing, so whenever a person is interacting with the website, okay, whenever a person is interacting with the website, okay, so during that time, if I want to change any HTML and CSS, well, this JavaScript will take care of it and it will do it. Let me give you an example. Just go for a website called Dribble. Okay, it is a website for designers. I just go and show to you. So let us click this website, and now you can able to see how the website is looking, right? You can see this, how the website is looking, and it is perfect, right? It is looking good. Now you can able to see this one. You can able to see this one. We have so much of animation and everything is there, right? And now you can able to see this one, an advertisement, something like have an into mark. And everyone knows this. If someone clicks an into mark, then that is going to be disappear from our website, right? But how it is going to be disappear? Just imagine if you are creating and this one with HTML and CSS, what we will do? Well, we will create a div, and inside the div, we will add a paragraph tag or whatever the tag that we want. And here it is an link tag is associated. We're going to have an anchor tag, it will be there, and those things will be added. And here it is going to be an fav icon. We will add icons. And if someone's, you can see this is a CSS property. If your mouse is over to it, then your background color is need to changes to do this, right? So these are all the things that we will do with HTML and CSS. But we know that if someone clicks this one, this is going to be disappeared, right? This is going to be disappeared. But how? When I interact with that, when I click that icon, the into mark icon, it is disappeared. How? Well, this is what JavaScript is doing. Whenever you are interacting with the website, it need to go for a server. Like if it is want to store some data or you need to give some data, during that time the server will take care, which means the backend work will take care. Other than that, if you want to change only the user interface, you just want to change the user interface or something like that with the help of HTML and CSS, those things will achieved by JavaScript. Okay, for example, for clicking this, it is achieved by JavaScript. If I click it, you can able to see a slide up, right? So a fade up, right? It has happened and it is going to disappear from our website, right? So that is what JavaScript is actually doing. And you can able to see this one and burger icon, right? We all know that if someone clicks it, a navigation will be open. How it is happening? This is happening because of JavaScript by changing the HTML and CSS. So what we are doing simply, so the browser communicate with the browser, like the JavaScript communicate with the browser, whatever the browser that you are working with. So the JavaScript is going to communicate with the browser whenever an interaction is happen for a particular element. Okay. So what we will do means, it will tell what is the interaction happened. So right now a click interaction has happened. So then the browser is communicate again with the JavaScript, and the JavaScript we will write some code. Hey, if someone clicked that button, then what you need to do, you need to create an entire div, and that div contains an UL, LI, and it is going to have an input box and all those things. It is going to be displayed this one. And again, if you click it, what will happen if you click it? I just want to display the property to none. Set the CSS property display to none. Okay, if you set something to none, it will be just vanished. To get clear, what I'm going to do, I just go and right click and inspect it. Okay, and here you can able to see this one. What this is the element that we this is the icon. So they added an SVG icon. Okay, so they added this icon, and you can able to see here when I click it, something will happen. You can see a display property none is added to the element, right? So what is this? This is the div. This is the div that containing all the information, and you can notice that a style property with display none is added. You can see here display none is added. If I remove this one, you can just click here and remove it, and you can able to see if I click this one, you can able to see what we are getting. Display block. By default it is display block, but when someone goes and click this one, what will happen? It is changed to display none. You can see the blinking, right? So that is what JavaScript is doing. When someone interact with the website, based upon the interaction, if I want to manipulate my HTML and CSS, in this case the CSS is get manipulating. I'm changing the CSS display property to none, like block to none. Okay, so that's what we are doing. So that is how we are achieving it. If someone clicked it, then change it to block. If someone again clicked it, then changes to none. So this is what JavaScript is doing. And you can see this animation. If I click this animation, you can see this H1 is changing, right? So this is how, this is also we can achieve with JavaScript, like changing. If someone click it, change the H1 and H2, like that we can able to achieve it. And what is the work of backend then? For example, you can able to have a sign in button, right? If I click it, you can see a page is reloading. So if a page is reloaded, right now you can understand if a page is reloaded, then that is something in backend it is happening. Okay, so the server takes care of the request, because whatever the information that you're going to put inside here, it will be taken and it will be stored in a place called database. It will go and store it in database, all your information, and it will do the authentication, and every process will be takes place. That is what the backend process. But we don't want to go for backend for every interaction. Okay, for creating a simple dropdown, I don't want to go for backend. For creating a simple display none property, I don't want to go for backend, right? I don't want to like ask the server to do it. So that is why I give the example, and shop without a salesperson. Okay, so that is what a website without a JavaScript. So whatever, if a website is without JavaScript, whatever the interaction that you're going to make, it is taken care by the server. So what is a server? So server is the one thing that will serve your request and response throughout the internet, and it will transfer your data from database to your computer. That's what it is doing that. And if you're making your server again and again doing this work, just imagine how big the world of internet it is. So that is why we are getting an error like the server bandwidth is reached its limit, that kind of error, and server is down. Why these kind? Because huge people are using your website and everything is handled by your server. The server is not able to do that. That is why. So for that only, we have this JavaScript where whenever server is needed, whenever I want to get requests from my database or some other backend work logic, during that time I can ask my owner, the server, to handle my website and all other things, to show some interaction, to show some dynamicity. During that time, I have JavaScript, and JavaScript will do that. Okay, so that is what JavaScript is achieving. Okay, so simply, so if you understand carefully, I said one thing. What is JavaScript? JavaScript is manipulating your HTML and CSS. How it is achieving? With the help of your browser. Remember that without browser, JavaScript is just 40%. With the help of browser, JavaScript is a big thing. Okay, so all your browsers are supporting JavaScript. That is why JavaScript is called as the language of web. Okay, so without you're going to use this web a lot. a lot. Okay, so browsers plays an important role during building even your front end and you're going to be a backend application. And the browser for front end, the support is huge. Okay, so this is the one and only language that speaks with the browser. No other language is there out there to going to speak with your browser and interact with your browser. That is why JavaScript is the primary language that you want to learn if you want to become a developer. Okay, so there is no other languages there. Okay, so how it is interact with that? Simply, JavaScript is just going to be a code file, and we know that the computer understands only zeros and ones, which means the browser is going to understand only zeros and ones. And how this JavaScript is can able to communicate, how with the help of the code that we're going to write, how the browser is going to understand. So if I write some logic, the browser need to understand it, and someone clicks it, it need to send response to me. How it can able to do it means. So because of browsers, these browsers supported this JavaScript language. So that is why they created an engine. Sorry, they created an engine. Okay, so that is called as JavaScript engine. So they created an engine. So this engine is created by whom? This engine is created by the browser. If you are using Google, Google created an engine called JavaScript engine, and they named it as V8. If you are using Firefox, they created an engine that is SpiderMonkey. Like that, each and every browser is going to have a JavaScript engine. And the work of this engine is to convert JavaScript code into something, the bytecode that computer can able to understand it. Okay, so just imagine, to understand JavaScript, an engine, the whole browser is creating their own translator. That is what engine, the work of engine is going to do. Okay, so then you can understand how important it is, because if you make person to interact with your website, and JavaScript makes the customer to stay in the place. Okay, so whatever the interaction that you are making, JavaScript is doing that. If right now you are using everything is in speed, right? Everything because of JavaScript. That is why it is seamlessly very important. Okay, so they created a translator, and with the help of this JavaScript engine, so whatever the code that we're going to write, it is going to be transferred to a binary code, which is the computers can able to understand it, and they can able to write. Okay, so this is how JavaScript will do it. Now we know that what is JavaScript and how it is executing and how it is paired with browsers. Okay, so we know that right now JavaScript is used to manipulate our HTML and CSS. If it is want to manipulate our HTML and CSS, first our JavaScript file need to link with our HTML, right? Why? Because if you want to change the CSS of a base file, then you need to link that CSS file with your CSS, like HTML, right? Same like that, if you want to manipulate your HTML and CSS, then you need to link your JavaScript file with your index.html. Okay, so how, where you can link it? Well, you can link it in the head tag also, top of the head tag where you want to link it. That is also you can link it. But it is recommended to link your JavaScript file at the bottom of your body tag. Okay, I will tell you why. So what is the tag that you want to use is, you want to use script, and inside that you need to create an attribute that is called src attribute. And here in the src attribute, you need to tell what is the file that you're going to link. It is going to be app.js. And once you save it, that's it. Your file is successfully linked. We will debug how it is linked or not, or everything we will debug. The first thing is why you should not add your file in the JavaScript. Well, there is no should not, like you can able to add it. But the thing is, whenever you write some very big code in JavaScript, whenever a client is facing a network down issue, so what will happen before HTML and CSS is going to render in the user, so the JavaScript code start to run. Okay, just imagine JavaScript is used to manipulate HTML and CSS, but there is no HTML and CSS, but the JavaScript code is rendered. So then some of the logic is going to be missed, right? So that is what it is good to add your script tag at the bottom of the body tag. Then if the HTML and CSS rendered properly, then it will go and add the script tag. There is another way that you can add it in the head tag, and also you can mention differ. Then it will be wait for the HTML and CSS to render. After that, it will be rendered. But the easiest way is to just add it here. Okay, so that is fine. All your JavaScript file in the bottom of your body tag, that is good. Okay, so right now I need to know whether my JavaScript file is successfully added or not, right? Because when it comes to CSS, we will add some property and we will check it whether if it is applied, then it is successfully added. But what can I know? How can I know whether my app.js file is successfully added with index.html file or not? So for that, what you need to do? So again, with the help of browser, we're going to do this. Just go right click it, go for the inspect. You can able to see this one, first one is the element. So the element is basically tell about all our HTML file. You can see right now we're going to have only the h1 hello world is done. So it is going to tell an introduction, like it is tell all the about our HTML file and CSS, what are the style property that we are using. And here we can able to code it also. We can able to see the box model, what is the padding, margin and everything. We can able to see it. And if you want to increase it, you can increase it here itself and see the alignment and everything. And after that, you can cut, copy and paste it in the VS Code. It is helpful for that. And here you can able to see another one that is going to be the console. Well, the console is basically used for, well, this console is basically used to debug the code. So what is meant by debugging? Well, when you are writing something, okay, you need to know whether it is written successfully or not, right? When I write a h1 tag with hello world, I check here in the browser whether the hello world is displaying or not. If it is not displaying, then I did something wrong, right? When I do some property here, I just want to check it whether the property is applied correctly or not. If it is not applied, then I did something wrong. And then I want to change my code. That's what it is, right? Same like that. When you are writing app.js, you are not able to see the logic, right? So because HTML and CSS is a visual thing that we can able to see it. But app.js is a logical thing. Though only the person interacts, then only we can able to see it. So then how can I understand each and every line that I'm going to write in JavaScript, whether it is successfully write or successfully written or not? Well, with the help of this console, you can able to do. So what is console? Console is a web API, like it will be there in the browser. It is a browser tool. It will help us to debug your code. Whatever code that you are writing in your app.js file, you can able to debug here. A simple example I am giving here, you can able to see the index.html file, right? And I added my.js here. If I give some file that is not existed and if I save it, you can able to see a red color. So basically a red color in programming, it's all about error, right? So that's what we are getting. You can able to see we are getting an error and we are getting, it is telling that http dot the number and the portal that we are the localhost is serving, and it is telling that app dot something dscd.js. That is what the link that we have added here, and it is telling that because it is an HTML type, text type, it is not executable, and sticks mine please enable something like that, right? So simply it is saying that 404 not found, which means the file is not existed. It is telling that, and you can able to see what is the file that is the error is coming from. It is from the index.html and it is coming in the line of 14. And here you can see this is the file index.html and the line number 14 is this, right? So here is the problem. And if you connect it properly, and you can able to see there is no errors here, right? And if you write something here, if I write something in JavaScript like this, and if I run it again, I'm getting an error. It is a syntax error, unexpected identifier, something you are asking for. It is coming in app.js in 12, line number 12, it is getting. You can see line number 12, we are getting this, right? But why this one are not taken as error? Because we commented off. So once you are commented off, they are just a plain text. Okay, so that is ignored by the browser. But this is a code. Okay, right now it is not comment off. If I comment it off, then this is a text. It is not throw any error. Okay, so a browser, this console is used to check whether if I written some code correctly or not. If I written something wrong, then it is going to show me an error or a warning or anything. Okay, and this place is so dynamic. For example, if I ask for like this, like 5 multiplied by 4, then it is giving me the answer 12. So whatever the thing that you are passing in the console, it is going to display the result of that value. Okay, so that's what it will do. So here you can able to access this console.log in your app.js file. How can you access it? So right now I just going to clear all the things in my console, and here you can use a method called, this is the first method that we're going to execute. It's going to be console.log, and with the help of this method, whatever you are writing inside this 2 parentheses is same you are writing something here. Okay, so if I write what is 4 multiplied by 5, and here you can able to see we are getting the answer 20, right? So with the help of this method, you can check each and every line of code that you are writing, and if it is created or if it is executed or not. Like that, you can cross check with it and you can execute it. This is called as debugging. Okay, so this is the method. That is the one thing that you want to know. And now we know about what is JavaScript, how it is executing, how it speaks with the browser. With the help of the engine, everything it will do it. But here there is another problem is also there when it comes to JavaScript. So what is that? Just imagine I going to create a website, and I'm going to have one JavaScript file. Okay, so one JS file is going to be there. Okay, and I hosted it, and my website want to display in all the browser. Imagine I just going to have Google. This is my browser, and I'm going to have Firefox, and I'm going to have Safari, and I'm going to have Brave, like this. So much of website, like so much of browser is going to be there, and I want to display everything. I just want to display it everything. Okay, I just want to display it, right? I'm going to have only one JavaScript file. But imagine that previously I said that each and every browser, okay, each and every browser, they're going to have their own JavaScript engine, and those engines are created by their browser. Okay, now imagine you have a mobile phone. Okay, so let us take a Samsung mobile phone that you are having. Okay, and you have an mobile phone like a Jio mobile phone. Okay, so let us take Samsung, and you have Jio, and you have Apple. There are 3 mobile phones there. And what is the purpose of mobile phone? Well, the purpose of mobile phone is to the purpose of mobile phone is to speak, to communicate with each other, right? But they all are mobile phone. They all are mobile phone. But all are same. If I work with Samsung, the same experience I'm getting is the same experience I get with Jio phone, is the same experience I get with iPhone, is going to give me the same experience while I'm talking, while I'm working with my mobile phone, while I'm using my social media. We're going to get in all mobile phone, we're going to get the same experience or different experience. Just tell it in the comment box. We're going to get same experience or different experience. When we having a device, three devices are commonly comes under the category of mobile phones, but each and every mobile phone is built by different companies. And while I'm having Samsung, you are having iPhone, someone having Jio phone, well, all the 3 person is going to experience the same level when they are using the mobile phone, like doing anything, like using Instagram, or let us take camera. Whether all the mobile phone is going to work exactly same in all the camera. Think about, compare your iPhone camera with your Samsung camera with your Jio camera. Just think about that and tell me the answer, whether everything will be work exactly the same or it's going to execute different. You get it, right? So each and every phone is going to be work differently, right? Even though they are comes under the category of mobile phone. Okay, so Samsung work different. Okay, so their camera a bit better, a bit quality. iPhone, the way better camera. Jio phone, we don't compare that, right? It is going to be work differently. That is the thing. Now compare the same thing with your JavaScript. You're going to have only one JavaScript file, but it is going to go for a translator. It is go for a translator that is built by different browsers. JavaScript go for Google browser, and they are built their engine differently. And the same JavaScript file, it is go for a Firefox, and that is built differently. Like that, each and every browser, they created their engine differently. Will JavaScript file execute the same or different? Same JavaScript file, but different engine, different translator, different people created that. Well, we will get the end result as same or different. The same, if you apply the comparison, the not good comparison, but if you apply it, you can understand it. It is going to be same or different. Just tell it in the chat box soon. Well, the JavaScript works same in all the browser, or it is going to be translate a bit different. Yes, it is going to be different, right? So not exactly entirely different. Something will work, but something will not work. For example, when I give a JavaScript file to my Google, the Google engine pass it down and it converts to a bytecode exactly what I want. Okay, let us take like that. But when I give the same thing to an Internet Explorer or an Edge or an Brave or any other browsers, some of the codes are work perfectly, but some codes are not, because they are built differently. They have different methodology, so the code is not working, right? So because they are built different, so that is the reason. So how can I solve this problem? So the one way to solve it, well, you want to create separate JavaScript file for each and every browser. For Google, you need to create a separate JavaScript file, and Firefox, you need to create a separate JavaScript file like that. You can able to create. Is it possible to do something like that? Absolutely not, right? Because we are working here to build application, not to build for this kind of browser. I want to if I created a JavaScript file and if I launched my website, it should be work in all kind of browsers, right? So I don't want to create the same thing again and again for all the browser and check it with all the browser. Then the entire life is done with the creating a website, right? So we don't want that. So then what is the alternative? What is the solution that we have? So here comes the solution that is called 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚𝐿. So what is 𝐏𝐼𝐼? Well, the 𝐏𝐼𝐼 is like a standard governing body for JavaScript. It will tell to the browser how JavaScript need to be performed. What is that? It tells to the browser how JavaScript need to be performed. It's simply like, just imagine now you have mobile phone, right? So like say Samsung, Jio and everything. So the Indian government ordered all the mobile companies should have the same pixel, same quality, and everyone should buy from the same company. Okay, and they should provide the same quality and same pixel. No other variants, no other thing will be there. Now we can expect the same thing, right? So what is this? Our government ordered the thing, right? Same like that. 𝐼𝐼 is like a rules and regulation, a set of rules and regulation, how JavaScript need to be performed in the browser. Simply, it has the input and 𝐼𝐼 tell this is the output. If someone gives this input, then you need to display this output. It will tell to the browser. If someone if someone says let a is equal to 10, then you need to give an output. It is you need to create a variable and you need to put a variable like that. Okay, so it will just don't go with code. Okay, it just tell like that. If you give this input and this is going to be your output, whatever the process that you are go and come up with, that's your problem. You can do anything, but this is my output is. Okay, simply if I tell this and this is what my output. So in 𝐼𝐼 they will form the rules and regulation, and all the browsers, even Google and every browsers will follow this standard. Okay, then because of this only, even if you write one JavaScript file, we know, right? I'm writing code and we know the 𝐼𝐼 tell that if someone write like this, then this is the output. They will tell. And the browsers need to take care of how to achieve this output. Okay, we don't want to worry about anything. So because of this only, so right now if I write JavaScript, then it will be almost acceptable by all the browser. It will be work fine. Okay. Whenever the 𝐼𝐼, like any other programming language, 𝐼𝐼 is also update the versions of JavaScript. Okay. So they will update the versions. So they will change the syntax. They will update some other methods. So during that time, what the browser will do means the browsers developers, they will create their engine according to the 𝐼𝐼 standard. They will update the browser engine according to the 𝐼𝐼 standard. Okay, during that time only you can get a warning message like this method is not supported in Internet Explorer properly. You just go and watch some documentation. Some of the methods are not supported in Internet Explorer. Why only Internet Explorer? Why all other browsers are supported? Because Internet Explorer is not updated their engine according to the standard of what 𝐼𝐼 is updated. So that is why those methods are not understandable by the engines. So it is not going to work in the Internet Explorer. So if you are not updated your engine according to the standard of 𝐼𝐼, then you are out from the browser market, because all the websites are built with JavaScript and that does not work in your browser. Then everyone feels like I'm not going to use this browser, I'm going to leave it. So that is why Internet Explorer is not here. So that's why they are not uploaded here. Okay, so this is the process of, and this is how it's working. And if you are going for any interviews or junior level jobs and application, if you are facing some theoretical question, mostly it will come from here. What is JavaScript? What is client-side scripting language? What is how the front end and back end is working? What is the work that JavaScript is doing in the front end? And JavaScript, how it works in the front end, like basically to communicate with the browser, and how it is communicating with the browser, and what is JavaScript engine? What are the type of JavaScript engine is we having? And what is 𝐼𝐼? What is the problem that 𝐼𝐼 is solving? These kind of question will mostly comes in your interview question. Okay. So now it's time to practically apply our whatever we learned in JavaScript we're going to do. So as I already mentioned, we are not going to cover all the topics in JavaScript. That is completely not possible within hover. Okay, so that is not possible. Okay, you may get, like we already covered beginner to advanced JavaScript classes in the previous week. You can check it 3 to 7, the day April 3, 4, 6, 7. We have completed 4 days of workshop for JavaScript. You can check it in the previous. It is available in the YouTube live. You can check it there. You can get the update. Okay. Right now, what we're going to do, I'm going to write some code. I'm not going to explain what each and every code it is doing, because that is not completely possible. So that is why I'm going to write some code and I'm going to explain it. This code will do this. This code will do this. Like I'm going to explain it, and probably you can understand how JavaScript will execute things and everything. Okay. So what I'm going to do? Let me create a div. Okay. So, and I just going to give an ID. This ID is going to be container. Okay. So inside this container, I just going to have an h1 tag, and here I just going to say welcome all to be to PWD, like this. Okay, and here I just going to create a button. Okay, and here I just give an ID, and here I give an ID as btn. And what I'm going to do, I just going to give click, and or we can go for okay, and here I given another ID that is going to be head. Okay, so now we can able to see here. Let us go for the style. Go for /container. Okay, so I just going to say with sorry, let's set this to 30%, and like this, and let us say text align, it's going to be center, and Hyderabad. Okay, Hyderabad. Okay, the location. Okay, I just going to say background color. Let us go for orange. Okay, that's what it is, and let us give a border 1 pixel solid black. Yes. Okay, that's it. So we have created it. So now what is the functionality that I want to do is, if someone clicks this button, well, you can see nothing is happening. So because no JavaScript is created for this button. Okay, what I want, I just want to change this welcome all to TWD. I just want to change this h1. So which means I need to manipulate this HTML tag, and I want to change the background color of this container. Okay, you can see this container. Okay, so let's see how can we achieve this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do, first I'm going to the thing is, first we need to understand the workflow. Okay, so to do this, so what I need to do, if someone click it, first I need to get the event. So for that we need to add an event listener. Event listener. So what is event listeners? So event listeners are basically like click, double click, drag, mouse over. Those all are the event listener. If something has happened in the browser, so those event I need to get. Okay, so the browser need to give it to me, right? So how can I, first I need to add an event listener to this button. Okay, so let us come to CSS. How you will add a style to a button or anything, an element. What we will do, we will select the element, right? We will select the element, and we will give the property, and we will give the value, right? So whatever you're doing, first you need to select that element, right? Same like that, whatever you're going to work with in the HTML tag, first you need to grab it. Okay, so for grabbing an element, there are 3 things based upon ID, tag, and we're going to have with what is no. So we're going to have ID, we're going to have tag, and we're going to have class. Okay, so because based on this, you can able to get it. So what we need to do, so first of all, what I want to do, first I need to fetch this button. Okay, I just want to fetch the button, and I just want to add an event listener. What is the event listener I need to add? If someone clicks it, something needs to happen. So that is the event listener I need to add. So how can I do it? Okay, I'm just going to write some JavaScript code. Don't consider this code. Okay, just understand what I'm writing. Okay, I will explain the code what I write, but don't try to understand the each and every line what is this, what is that, don't do that. Okay, so because I already said, you will get confused. Okay, so I just going to, what I going to do, I just going to create a container, like a place to store what I'm getting from the HTML. Okay, so I just going to get this HTML. So to select that particular element based on their ID, you need to use a method called document.getElementById. Okay, so in this method, you need to tell what is the ID that you want to get from HTML. So right now what I did is I just grabbed the element from the HTML and I'm storing inside a place, store it in a browser. Okay, a small place, and I giving name to that called btn. And now if I ask for what is btn, console.log btn, and what I stored that HTML tag, right? So you can see it will give me the entire HTML tag. If I go and just go for the console, you can see in the console, the button tag is fetched and it is showing here, right? So that is what. So we are debugged it. We successfully fetched the button when we added it into a place called btn. We stored it. So now what I want to do, I need to add an event listener to this button. So what is the event listener I want to add? We need to add an click event. So first you need to call the button, which element that you want to add an event listener, give a dot, and you need to add event listener. This is a default method that is available in JavaScript to add an event listener. And here you can tell what is the event that you want to add. So the first event I want to add is, it is going to be the click. Okay. And the second, if the event is happen, if someone clicked this button, okay, someone clicked this button, what I need to do? So for that, you need to create a function. Okay, so functions are basically, it will execute someone if someone invoke it. Okay, so that's what function is. Basically, it will be whatever we are writing in the function, it will be there in our memory. Whenever we are calling the function, it is going to be execute the code that is inside our browser. Okay, so like inside this function. Okay, so right now this function is going to execute when someone clicks it. So what I'm going to do here, I just going to say console.log. I just going to say I am clicked. So what the logic that I have written, whenever someone clicking the button in the console, you need to write I am clicked. So that is the logic I written. So now I go here, and if I click it, you can see I am clicked, I am clicked, I am clicked. How many times you are clicking, that much time the function is executing, and it is executing the code. So now I don't want this console. In the console, I just want to show I am clicked. What I want, I just want to change this inner text, right? The inner text, I want to change it. So if you want to change anything, manipulate anything, first you need to grab it. So how we grabbed the button based on their ID, same like that, we going to grab what the element that we want to change. This is going to be the h1. So what we need to do, so the ID for h1 is going to be head. So what I'm going to do, I just going to create a variable font, give any name, I just give head itself, and I just going to say document dot get element by ID, and here I just going to say it is going to be head. Okay, it is going to be head like this. So now what we need to do, now we grabbed it. So in CSS, what we will do, once you grabbed it, you need to give the property. So what is property? What you need to change, and what is value? Like based upon the property, if it is width, how many percent, like that. Same like that. Here I grabbed the element. Right now, what I want to change, whether the inner text or the attribute or the background or the CSS, what I want to change. So in my case, I want to change the inner HTML, the inner content of an element. So for that, we have a method. So what I'm going to do, first I just going to call head. You need to use dot, just say inner HTML. This is the property that is going to change this one, the inner content of an element. So whenever you are using dot inner HTML within this one, it is going to change the inner HTML. So now what I'm going to do, here you need to give the value. What is the value? Someone clicked it. What is the value it need to change? So the value is congratulations. Like this. I just want to say congratulations. Okay. Congrats. Don't care about the typos. Okay. And if I save it, now you can see here, and if I go and click it, this function is going to be executed. What is the functionality that we have, right? So we have created a head tag document.getElement by ID. So it is going to go and grab the h1 tag from the HTML tag. And here I'm saying change the inner HTML to congrats when someone clicks it. So by default, if I refresh, you can see by default it is welcome all to TWT. And now if I click this one, you can see it is changed to congrats. And now this is what changing the content in an element. So now what I want, the next functionality I want to change is I just want to change the background color. Okay, so how can I change it? How can I change the background color of the container? The same process. First, you need to fetch the container. I'm just going to copy and paste the code. Here, I'm just going to say container. Is going to be the container, and here you need to tell what is the ID that you used for the container. Okay, this is the container, and here now we are not going to change the inner text because h1 and the button is the inner text. What I want to change, I want to change the CSS property. So I just going to say container dot. For changing CSS, you need to use style dot, and what is the property that you want to change? It is going to be background color. So this is the property that I want to change. You can see for this element, change the style to background color. What is the color I want to change? The color is going to be blue. Save it, go here, click it. You can see congrats, and that's it. That's how you need to change everything. Okay, and it is pretty not good here. Not a great user. So this is how you need to change. So same like this, with the help of this only, like you will change the attribute, you will change the CSS, inner HTML, inner content, and everything you will change it. So the functionality that we achieved it when someone clicks an icon, it need to disappear, right? So what is the functionality they clicked it? For example, if someone clicks it, I need to disappear this entire content. How can I do it? So simply container dot style dot view the display. By default, the display is going to be blocked for div. I'm just going to say none. So what will happen if you click this button? Okay, if they click this button, it will suddenly changes everything, and it is going to give display none property. So in that cases, what will happen means it is going to disappear from my website. If I click it, you can see it is disappeared from my website. And if I reload it, it will come again. So now you can see the changes here in the element. You can see we have the head and body tag. Let us click the body tag, and here you can able to see the containers, right? And in the container, you can able to see button, and you can able to see the subscriber. I just going to show here. And what is this container only we have added. So by default, you can see 50% width, center, and everything is there. By default, the div has a display as a block property. And whatever the changes that you going to make, it is going to apply here. So now if I click it, you can able to see the display none property will be shown here, and it is going to give a style here. If I click it, you can see background color blue. That is what I added with JavaScript. Display none, that is what I added with JavaScript. You can see here in the display. You can see that is what we have added. Now if I removed it, display none here, you can see this came. So this is what we are doing. Okay, so if someone clicks it again, toggling off, that is what we are doing. And we have so much of methods and so much of things and everything is there. And this way of interacting JavaScript with your browser. So how we can interact like this code document.getElement by ID, how can we grab the element from the HTML? And this is possible because of another web API that is going to be DOM. So DOM is going to be the one that is helping. So the get element by ID dot inner HTML, these all are how can able to JavaScript can able to communicate because of this DOM property. So this is an API that we can use to communicate with our browser with JavaScript. Okay, so it is going to be there. So now it comes to the end. So when it comes to JavaScript, what are the things that you need to learn? So when it comes to JavaScript, first you need to learn about the basics and fundamental things. Like if you take any programming languages, there are so like most common basic things is that like variables, like this one. This is a variable, and you need to learn about functions, loops, conditional statements, iterations, objects, arrays, data types, like those things that you want to learn. Okay, so it's going to be common in all the programming language, but the syntax is different. You need to learn that one, and once you learn that, then you need to learn DOM. So why DOM? Because of with the help of this DOM methods and DOM properties only, we can able to manipulate, change, and everything in the browser. Okay, you need to learn it. And once you're done with this one, because you can able to create a simple static like simple dynamic website with the help of HTML and CSS JavaScript. You can able to recreate anything. Okay, once you're done with that, the learning is never stopped in JavaScript. So it's going to be what you want to learn next is you need to learn about ES6. So what is ES? ES is nothing but 𝐏𝐴_script. So that is what we have previously seen. 𝐏𝐴_script, it introduced lots of version. So one of the version is ES6. So ES6 is a modern JavaScript version, which means it is introduced after 2015. There are ES7, ES8, ES12, ES11 itself is there, but ES6 is considered as the modern JavaScript. You need to learn this. Why? Means because so much of updation and so much of methods are updated in ES6 only, and there are every libraries and frameworks out there. They will use ES6 syntax only. So if you learn ES6, then probably you can able to understand React and the concepts of React and everything. You can go with React. Okay, so React is a front-end application to build, like front-end library to build your user interface. Okay, so same with the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, what you are building, you can create that with React seamlessly, very easily and very quickly. It will helps a lot. Okay, so after learning ES6, you can able to understand this one. And once you're done with this, then what you need to follow, you need to learn about async of JavaScript. So async is a way of executing code. So each and every programming language, based upon how they are built, they will execute the code. Okay, so JavaScript by default is a synchronous language. Okay, but asynchronous is make the code fast. It is not wait for anyone. So it will, that is a principle is that you want to learn it. Okay, so that is what the asynchronous things is that. And this, if you completed this one, probably you can able to work with Node.js. After that, so what is Node.js? Well, before that, we know that JavaScript is only used for front end, right? But a person named Ryan Dahl, he taken JavaScript to execute. JavaScript only communicate with the browser. Okay, it can able to communicate only with the browser. But with the help of Node.js, you can able to run the JavaScript, same syntax and same program outside the browser, which means you can able to create a backend with JavaScript. So that is Node.js. Okay, it is a runtime environment for JavaScript. You can able to understand it. So right now you can able to understand, if you done with JavaScript basics and DOM, you can able to create a beginner, a simple websites and everything you can able to create. If you completed React, then you can able to create much more efficient website compared to the basic one, that is going to be the React. With the help of React, you can able to create. And if you completed the asynchronous process, you can able to create backend also, which means from here itself you can able to build the front end and back end, which means the entire full stack. You don't want any other programming language, you can simply go with JavaScript itself. Okay, and after completing that, then you need to focus on the core JS, like the principles of JavaScript, like closures, how closures are working, how hoistings are working, scopes, and so much of other concept is there. And that will be really build JavaScript more efficient and weird also. So that you need to learn it. So that will give a strong foundation about what are the things that you want to learn JavaScript. And where you can learn these things. Well, for basics and DOM manipulation, we already completed this month the previous week 3, 4, 6 and 7 a live class for 4 days. We already completed for basics and DOM manipulation concept. Have a look into that, you can learn it that. And for ES6 React, the last month we have completed at beginner to advanced to mastery for React and JavaScript. Okay, you can watch it. That is also available in free in YouTube. That is like in our channel itself, it is available, where you can learn about ES6 concept, async concept, even the core JavaScript concept is also covered. You can able to learn it there. And every Wednesday we are launching the core JavaScript concept. We are decoding the core JavaScript concept, like closures, hoistings. So those things for 20 minutes we are launching it. If you want to focus on core JavaScript, you can watch it in the premium. I think it is in the premium. You can just check out every Wednesday, it will be there. Okay, so it is a series called Holo JavaScript. You can watch that one. Okay, and these all things are already covered. Only Node.js is not taken, but it is taken in the previous month. You can have a look into it, you can get it. And these async, React, ES6, basics and DOM, core JS, and advanced React, advanced basics, everything is taken within the last month and this month itself. Okay, so within 3 to 4 weeks is that we have completed everything. So have a look into that. You will get a clear detailed idea of entire thing about JavaScript in the channel itself. And if you have any doubts, you can ask it in the social medias like out there. You can ask it in LinkedIn or whatever the platform that you are asking, or tell it in the chat box. And that's what today we have covered. And this is an introduction about JavaScript. And so whatever that we want to like, just a Kickstarter. So whatever you want to learn, you just want to keep hands, like whatever the doubts you have, you ask it in the WhatsApp group. We will continue through that and we will help you to do that. Okay. So thank you all. If you have any doubts, you can tell it in the chat box seamlessly. I will reply it in the chat box. Okay. So the next, I think the next 1 hour is going to be for the language class. Okay. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the chat box. Okay, so 3 more minutes will be there. So after 3 minutes, it's going to be a language class for you, I think so. Okay, so yeah, communication skill class will be there. If you completed that, you will get that. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Not 3 minutes. Yeah. Guys, if you have any doubts, you can ask me now. And the attendance form will be shared. Okay, so don't worry about the attendance form. And the certificate is also provided once you fill all the attendance form. Okay, so it will be received before Monday evening. Okay. Okay, guys, that's it. You're going to have a communication class for the next 1 hour. Okay, so if you have lacking with the communication skills, you can just ask all your doubts in the upcoming classes. And I hope that this one will be a Kickstarter for your web development journey. There are a lot more things to cover and a lot more things to explore in development. And don't get panic about JavaScript. JavaScript is a weird language, but it is very easy. And don't get complicated. Just learn it the structured way, like learn basics DOM, execute, build some application, go for ES6, then go for React. Like that, go for a structured way. You will get it. Okay, guys, thank you. Thank you all. See you in the next program.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this communication session. I hope you all are doing very well and you have learned so much from this session. From afternoon, you are learning so many things. Yes, and now we want to understand how to communicate in English, because this is one of the most important language for anybody to grow. Sometimes we feel that with our mother tongue or maybe with the local language we can grow. Yes, we can grow till some extent, but to grow to our more toppest level, we have to know this language. And you know that it is not only to the toppest level, but yes, to enter any company also you have to understand how you are going to communicate in this language, right? So it's like when you are going for interview, right? You know only just the hard hardcore language, that is maybe development and all, that is your core area, and you don't know how to present yourself. That acts like a hindrance in your path of growth, right? Maybe you can be hired in the entry level people who are not good in communication, they are hired in the entry level, and they end up being there. And people who gets promoted are the one who are good in communication skills. So now when I talk about communication skills, it doesn't mean that it's only about talking, but there are many other behaviors which is very important, like written English, spoken English, and the way you behave with your group, with your team members, the way you are taking feedback, the way you are talking to people, how is your tone of talking, that is we call as intonations. Our tone must always be polite. So all these comes under communication skills. So if you have gone through various important books, in everything it is written it is 80% soft skills and 20% hard skills which helps you to grow. For example, say for example there is a company where only developers are there, okay, but there is nobody who can make the sales, nobody who can talk to the outside people, nobody who can present like what all product, what all services they have, okay. uh, do you think they can sell their services, they can sell their product? No. For selling and for knowing the world, making the world understand and making the world know what you have in your bag, for that communication is very important. And that is why if you see the topmost level, the topmost managers, or maybe you know all the executives, they all are very good in communication, be it language, be it body language, be it about behavior, be it about taking feedback, or be it about giving feedback, okay. Have you ever seen that people who are in the lowest level, when they give you feedback, you really don't feel good about it, because they don't know to talk. At the same time, somebody from the top level is giving you the feedback, it is totally different, it can impact you in a positive way, and you will feel like, no, I really have to improve in this thing. Yes, this is the magic of communication, right? So today I'm going to tell you certain techniques which will help you to improve your communication. Today only we will talk about the spoken part, because in this 1 hour we cannot talk about everything. Yes, but then in this session I will make sure that you can understand all the technique. So generally I use ESL technique, that is English as a second language. Being Indians, we, for us, English is a second language, it is not first language for us, isn't it? But then what are the techniques which will help us to learn this language? That is known as SLRW. If you go to many renowned schools, especially international schools and some very important and high level schools, now also they follow all these techniques, that is LSRW. So L stands for listening. Whenever you start learning any language, it starts from listening, okay. Have you seen a baby, right? When they starts to learn the language, they starts catching the sounds like ah, ooh. Yes, with all these sounds they start creating small small words like mama, papa, dada, okay. Like this they starts creating the words. In this way, when you listen, you will be able to grab many words, okay. Maybe you will first of all you have to understand what is like the brush which we use to comb our hairs, that is called in English, that is comb, right? The flower which are there in the garden, okay, in English we call it is call them as flower, but in our language it is little different. So in this way you have to understand each and everything what it is called in English. Just sit in your room and understand what is this called in English, what is that called in English, right? And then you also have to listen to some audio, maybe it could be a podcast. You can go to the app called Audible, where you get lots of audio books and Audible. If not, you can go to Spotify also, there also you get lots of podcasts. You have to listen to them, that is every day. It is a everyday practice. I'm not talking that in a week you listen and then on the other day you say, oh my god, I did not understand, I did not learn anything through listening. No, It is not going to happen. It should be daily practice. That means half an hour you have to give to your listening. The moment you listen something in English, it helps you to think in English. Why we make mistakes while talking in English? It is because we translate our language in English. Okay, so maybe I'm giving you an example in Hindi. Maybe in Hindi we say mujhe kha mujhe khana khana hai, mujhe khana khana hai. So the same sentence, when you convert it to English, how you will talk? You will say I food eat. Okay, I food eat. But that is not the structure of the sentence. In English we say I want to eat food. I want to eat food, right? Can you see the difference, like where I is coming, where is want coming, where is eat coming, everything? So generally in English the structure is subject, verb and object. In our language the structure would be little different. So to understand that structure, you have to listen to this language every day. That is half an hour you are going to listening to this language every day. Maybe you can download some audible books, okay, audio books which is called as, so that will help you to think in English. Apart from this, reading is very important. Okay, as we grow up we distance ourselves from reading. And sometimes as you people are technical, you feel that I am with the technical books and this will help me to grow this language. No, in technical books we don't have language, all the technical things are there. So there we do not follow any grammatical rules, they do not follow any sentence rules. For those you have to read some novels or maybe story books. For beginners I generally recommend you should go for books written by Sudha Murthy. Her books are really awesome, I can say. The sentences are so simple, and she uses very simple vocabulary. And in fact in between you might get some vocabularies which you might not know the meaning. So you can just take out the meaning of those vocabularies and implement them while talking and while writing. Okay, so make reading a everyday practice. Reading, as it is told by our old generation also, all the very renowned people, that reading helps you to grow, not only for the outside world but mentally also, for from inside also you grow. Yes, sometimes it's like though we are educated, we don't know how to behave with people, how to talk to people. Yes, so all these we get to know from reading books. There are so many self help books also which will help you to develop your daily routines, to make you successful in your life. Yes, so that's why it is very important to read books daily. So I will recommend at least give 30 to 40 minutes to reading every day. And now when you are reading, it doesn't mean you will read in your mind. Okay, as a beginner, if you feel that your communication is not that good, you have to read loudly. And why I am telling that you should read loudly, because that will help you to understand like what is the pronunciation of the sentence coming in here, I mean pronunciation of the word coming here, and what is the structure of the sentence. When you read loudly you can hear and you can understand. Okay, so that's why it is always recommended that you should read loudly. Whatever you are reading, read loudly. Okay, so we are done with listening, with reading. Now comes the speaking part. Okay, in our India, there I don't think there is anybody who don't know English. We all know English, because that was one of the language which was taught in our school. We know about English grammar, we know about reading, many things. But then we are not able to talk. Why it is happening? Because we never try to talk. The moment there is some chance for us to talk, we hesitate back from there. We feel that maybe we will make mistakes and we will not be able to talk. We will go absent minded, and we will not get the perfect vocabulary at that point of time, right? So all these doubts come in your mind, right, that you cannot speak. Okay, but whatever you want to learn, that must be started. Let it be broken, let it be wrong, let people judge you that you don't know English, let people know that you are not a good English speaker. Okay, don't think about all those things. Only the thing you should have in your mind is, I have to improve myself. I will speak English all the time, and every time I'm speaking, every time I'm getting a chance to speak, I have to elaborate and speak. Yes, sometimes you are in a session or in a meeting, okay, and there somebody asks you a question, or maybe somebody gives you a chance to speak. Like I also do so many sessions, and I give chance to many strangers to speak. Okay, but there what happens if I say, tell me about your daily routine, then they will just say only two words and it's over. It's not like that. The idea is to speak, right? So you have to speak elaborately, saying what you do, and what you do every day. Maybe you can also explain why you do all those things. Now if the question is, oh, what is your favorite food, you can say what is your favorite food. Along with that, you can explain why it is your favorite food. Okay, it's like you have to know that I have to improve, and you have to take all the chance to speak in this language, right? It's not like somebody will poke you and then you will speak. So speaking is very important. Stop judging yourself, stop disbelieving yourself, and believe yourself, trust yourself, and start speaking with full confidence. Another thing is this, that when you speak with confidence, even though you might be wrong, right, people won't judge you, because you speak confidently. When it is fluency, when we talk about fluency, we don't go for all the grammatical rules. In India we feel, okay, I am doing so many grammatical mistakes, this and that. Okay, but if you see Americans and others who speak in English, the native speakers, they also don't follow any grammar rules. Like you see, they follow so many contractions, like I wanna have food now, I gonna go there. Okay, so it's like when you will write such words, you will see a red mark under this, because they are wrong words. They are used as contractions, and they are wrong words which are not acceptable as grammatically correct words or sentences, right? So when they are not bothered to speak grammatically correct, then why you are so much bothered about it? Little bit mistakes is acceptable when it comes to fluency, but yes, when you are more in the upper level than fluency, it comes accuracy. That time you can improve your grammar also, right? So don't think that whether grammatically you are wrong or right. Yes, just start speaking, and yes, every day you have to improve yourself a little. Okay, after that comes writing. So it is always said, the three fingers which we use to catch a pen, they have direct connection with our brain. Okay, so whatever you read, whatever you listen, what you understood from all those, you can write down somewhere as a note. Maybe you read a story, so after reading the story, you can write a summary about it. Or maybe when you come across some, that is a new vocabulary, you can take out the meaning and then you can use it. So make it an idea that every day you learn one single new word, or maybe one single new phrase. Okay, this is a basic technique of learning English. Okay, so let me share my screen. Just a second. Okay, so most of you have to understand actually why you want to learn this language, because sometimes we want to get good job, sometimes we want to get promoted in our company, okay, or to be a good speaker. Okay, so for all these things, only the thing which is required is fluency. You have to understand how you are going to speak in English, and you don't have to bother much about your grammatical mistakes. But then if you want to speak, if you want to go abroad, for that we have different type of course which is known as IELTS. Okay, so if you want to go abroad, you have to take this course, and then only you will be allowed to get some job over there, or maybe to enter that country. Again, when it is coming to academics, here also we have to learn all the grammatical rules and everything. Maybe for fluency you don't need all the grammatical rules, but when it is for academics, you must know the rules as well, because here you learn how to write and how to write correctly. Yes. So already I spoke about all these things. Now, when we talk about confidence, confidence is an willingness to try, as is said by Mel Robbins. Okay, so first of all, you are willing. If you are willing to try, then only people will say, or even I will say, that you are confident. Now, when you try for the first time, you are definitely going to fail. It doesn't mean that you will say, oh, I have failed and I will not learn anymore. Okay, you are bound to fail, and then again you have to try. But when you are failing, you will learn where you are doing mistakes and what all things you must improve in them. Okay, improving those, again when you try again, you will fail on something different, and this is how you are going to learn this language. Okay, now, moving towards tenses, because according to me, tenses are one of the important grammatical, aspect of speaking in English. Most of the time, we use tenses to make people know whether the things happened in the past, or whether it is happening in the present, or whether it is going to happen in the future. So that's why tenses are very important. Okay, so uh, let me go forward. If I give you the difference between simple present tense or present continuous tense. Okay, present simple means something which happens regularly. Okay, that is, it happened in the past, now also it is happening, and in the future also it will happen. One thing you will have to remember when you are framing sentences under present simple, that means you are talking about all the things which you do daily. Okay, that means you have to use subject plus the main verb. That means if I ask you what is your daily routine, then you will say, I wake up at 6 a.m. I go for a walk. Can you see what is the structure of the sentence? That is, I wake up. That means I is the subject, wake up is the verb. Okay, I go for a walk. I is subject and go for a walk. That is, go is the verb here. So we have got subject plus the main verb. Okay, so this is why when you talk about your daily routine, you have to use present simple, and you will not say I am waking, or I am going, or I was waking. Okay, all these are wrong. Daily routine, what is your daily routine means you have to use simple present tense. Now, when we talk about present continuous tense, we talk about something which is happening now. Okay, now our session is going on. I am teaching you. So, what is the structure? I plus am plus teaching. Okay, so here, what is the structure? We will use the subject. We need a helping verb here to show the time actually where when the thing is happening, and then we want the ing form of the verb. Okay, I am sleeping, I am eating, or you are sleeping, you are eating, he was sleeping, he is sleeping, he is eating, in this way. Okay, so present continuous talks about all the actions which is happening at the moment. Now, if somebody asks you, um, like where do you work, where do you work, generally you say I am working in IBM, I am working in HCL. But that shouldn't be your answer. Your answer should be I work in or I work in HCL. And why it is so? Because it is something which is going on from past, means maybe from past few years you are working in that company. Now also you are working, and in future few more years you might be working in that company. So always try to say I work rather than saying I working. I am working. Okay, so remember when to use am plus ing. I mean am or is or are plus ing. That is when you will talk about the present moment. Okay, now here simple past tense and past continuous tense. So simple past tense denotes an action that took place at some times in the past. For example, I played football with my friend yesterday. I played. Here also we are not using any kind of helping verbs. Here we have got subject plus main verb in its past form. We lived in Delhi for 5 years. Okay. In the same way, past continuous tense. Just a second. Um, Guys, are you able to see my screen? Is my screen visible to you? Was my screen visible to you guys? Okay. So when we talk about past continuous tense, we talk about all the actions which were continuous at the past moment. For example, we were doing our homework, or she was looking outside the window. That means these actions were in its continuous form at the past, but now it is not continuous. Now those actions are not taking place. Okay, so this is the difference between simple past tense and past continuous tense. Now, I will talk about some common English errors which you do. For example, I have a umbrella. Okay, here we have got mistake of article. We never say I have a umbrella. We say I have an umbrella. This is a, what is the pronunciation of this word? Is it island? No, it is not island, it is island. This is a island. But again, here grammar is wrong because we say an island. This is an island. Okay, an unicorn. We never say an unicorn, we say a unicorn. Though you feel that u is a vowel here, and why we shouldn't use an? Because here we are, when we are saying unicorn, we are not getting the sound of u, but we are getting the sound of y. And that is why we will not use an here, right? In the same way, the ma'am said not to write anything. The ma'am. No, it is wrong. We will say ma'am said not to write anything because we don't have only one ma'am, we have several ma'ams. Okay. Then the Rita is coming to home today. Again, before proper noun, you are putting the article the, then it is wrong. And many people does this mistake of articles that that should also be taken care of. Okay, Rita is coming to home today. Only this much is okay. We don't have to use the Rita is coming to home today, right? The India is a big country. Before any country name, we are not going to use the article the, but there are certain countries before whose name they use the article the, right? Like the USA, the USSR. Okay, for these countries we can use the because they have taken the title before their name. But for other countries we cannot say the India, the China, the Pakistan, then it is wrong. Okay, the Mount Everest, we never use the before the name of the mountain. In fact, we use the in front of the mountain ranges, like we can say the Himalayas, the Western Ghats. These are mountain ranges, but before the name of the mountain we will not use the, right? Now, there are certain uncountable nouns and irregular verbs, so which we can talk about. Like if I say an apple, right? That is correct. Why it is correct? Because apple is countable, and before anything which is countable, we can use a or an, that is article. Okay. In the same way, an advice, is advice countable? It is not. It is uncountable, isn't it? So we will never say an advice. In fact, we can say I have a piece of advice for you. I have a piece for advice for you. I have a piece of advice for you. Okay. Next, I'm talking about irregular verbs. Okay. People feel that okay, to make any verb in its past form, we have to use ed at the end, but it is not the way. It is wrong. There are certain verbs for which if we add ed at the end, it will become in its past form. But there are certain verbs for which the whole word changes, and generally, frequently we use irregular verbs only. For example, if I say go, what is the past form of go? It is went, buy, bought, send, sent. Okay, I sent it. Sorry, I sent it the email to you. Okay, send it is wrong. We cannot say sended. What is the past form of send? It is sent. S-E-N-T, sent. I sent the email to you, right? I gone there in the morning. I had gone there in the morning. Or simply you can say I went there in the morning. I bought some apples today. Okay. Is the past form of buy, bite? No, it is not. It is bought. I bought some apples today. Okay. So I have just given some examples, but apart from this, we have got so many irregular verbs, and you have to understand them. If you are not understanding, then your sentence would go wrong. Okay, so for fluency also you need to understand the basic forms of the verbs, where you will use past form, where you will use like present form. Okay. Okay, now when we see the usage of this verb did, we make the mistakes as I did not went to the party. Okay, did itself is in its past form, so we will not use the other verb which is coming in its past form. We have to use in its present form, like I did not go to the party. In the same way, did you understood? This is one of the very common mistakes which we Indians do. It is did you understand is the correct sentence. Did you understand? Did you understood is wrong. I did not knew. I did not know. Did you watched? Did you watch that movie? We cannot say like this. Did you watch that movie? Okay. Then usage of verbs. I was went to the market. Okay. Here you are using two past form of the verbs, was and went together. No. If you are using was, after that you have to use ing form of the verb. I was going to the market. Or otherwise, simply you can write I went to the market. I going for a walk. Where is the mistake? We need a helping verb here. I am going for a walk. You is not listening. With you, we never use is or was. We will use you, are, you, were. You are not listening. You were not at home. I hope you got it. Okay. Moving forward, we will come to understand the mistakes in pronunciation. That is, generally this word we pronounce as woman, but this is not woman. It is women. Women. Okay. This Pizza. Is this pizza? No. This is pizza. Next, we have got hotel. Okay, generally people say hotel, it is hotel, hotel, right? This one people call as suit. This is not suit, this is sweet, sweet. Okay, now mostly we feel that how can we improve our pronunciation. So for that we have certain tongue twisters which you can practice daily, and another way is to read out anything loudly, okay, especially at the morning time. So for my students I give them a list of tongue twisters which help them to clear their pronunciation as well as their reading habits also improves, that is clarity is there in their reading. Okay, so first one is she sells seashells by the seashore. Anybody who don't know the pronunciation, they would read it as sea cells. Okay, but here we have got she, she. When you say she and when you say see, there is lot of difference between these two. What is the difference? If we say she, that means we are referring to a girl. If we say see, we may refer like to look at something or maybe towards the ocean. S-E-A-C. Okay. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he? So these are some of the tongue twisters which you have to read loudly. If you are a total beginner, you have to start in a slow manner, okay? And after that, you have to read it loudly, clearly, and in a speedy manner. Okay, then only your pronunciation is going to be improved. Now, first of all, you have to start very slow, like fuzzy, wuzzy. It's not like when you are reading very fast, your pronunciation is going wrong. No, first of all, start slowly, make your pronunciation very clear, and after that, you can read the same thing in a speedy manner, and then you will see whatever you are reading, a kind of clarity is coming out of it. Okay, then Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Yes? So these are only some tongue twisters which will help you to improve your fluency, your pronunciation. Yes, I have got only 4 of these here, but apart from this, I have got many list of it. Okay. Now we are going to see some interview skills. Just a second. Okay, let me share the screen. Now, when we talk about interview skills, there are some basic things which must be taken care of. That is, before you go for any interview, I know you all already know about these things, but there may be some who don't know. That is, you have to update your CV. Okay, your CV must be updated, and remember not to write anything wrong in there. Don't show any wrong experience over there which you don't have. Okay, whatever you have, write it clearly, because once you say something false, it will be very difficult for you to explain it to other person. Okay, so make it clear, make it simple. Cover letter. Another thing with CV, what you can put is cover letter. You can we will see how to write a cover letter later in this session. Okay, but then cover letter is something which will keep you out of the box. Okay, so remember to write a cover letter along with your CV. Next is, before going for any interview, you have to make a research about the company. Don't just directly land in the company for the interview. It is always good to Google about the company, know more about the company, know about their vision, their mission, their founder, what are their services, what are their products. Then you will come to know what all things they are wanting from you. Okay, the moment you know what they want from you, you'll be able to present them in a better way. Okay, then is prepare yourself after knowing your skills and after knowing their demands. Prepare yourself accordingly. Dress up professionally. Always try to keep your dresses ready before 2 days of the interview. Okay, so for gents it would be a full shirt with trousers and neatly polished shoes with socks and a tie. Okay, comb your hair very neatly, be clean shaved, apply cream on your face. Okay, after that you can go for the interview. For girls it could be salwar suit or sari. Sari is the best thing which I can say. It is the most professional dress for we Indians. Okay, and basically cotton saris are very good. Next is check the address. Now sometimes what happens, you don't check the address and then you see, oh, the venue is so far from here and it will take at least 3 hours for you to reach there, and you just go late there and everything goes wrong. Okay, so it is always good to check the address beforehand and check out the time when you will get out from your home, when you will reach there, how you will reach there. Everything you should be deciding beforehand. Okay, then reach at least half an hour before the interview venue. Okay, so many times it happens, I have heard from many candidates that, ma'am, I was late for the interview and everything went wrong, because at that point of time you don't understand what happened and what you have to do. So that's why it is always recommended that wherever you go, you should land half an hour before. Okay, be it an interview, be it a meeting with somebody, anything. Now, when I talk about interview, I tell my students it's only the technique to sell yourself. Have you seen the sales people? How they sell any product, be it credit card, debit card, or maybe any product, how they sell it. But when you face an interview, it is like how you are selling yourself as a product. Okay, now when we see sales people, they only talk about good things, good things, and how they can help you. In the same way, you also have to show your skills and how your skills are going to make difference in their company. These things you have to understand. You have to understand how you are going to sell yourself as a product, and then everything is done. You will definitely land and crack a good interview, right? So when an interview asks you about, tell me about yourself. If you are a fresher, start say, just let them know about your name and then your education. After that you can talk a little bit about your family background, and then talk about your all the education, your likes and dislikes. Okay, but nowadays people do so many things. I have seen teenagers and freshers, they write so many posts, blogs, they are so much active in LinkedIn. Okay, and they also create their own codes, they create their YouTube videos. You can also do something like that, that can help you to evolve, that will create your portfolio, which we can say. Okay, so in this way you have to show your interest in that area, right? Now, moving forward, if the question is, why do you want to work for us? Okay, now this could be a tricky question. Why do I want to work for them? Okay, now here you can talk about the brand. Sometimes we are so much attached to some brands like Apple or Google or Microsoft or Amazon that cracking, like just getting an interview call is only so much good for us. So in that way you can think and talk only good about their brand and how you love their brand. That is how you have to speak. Or maybe if you are referred from your friend, you can say that my friend works in this company and I have learned so many good things from him about this company, and that is why I want to work for this company, right? Now if the question is, what are your salary expectations. Generally, people back away from this question. It is like, whatever is your wish, we say, but that shouldn't be the answer. Okay, being a fresher, you can say, okay, I'm a fresher, I have got all these skills, and that is why I feel this much should be my package. But then if you are an experienced person, you have to say, I have these much of experience, and during this time I have developed so many skills of mine, and so I feel this much would be my expectations, salary expectations. Like, you have to only talk about your skills. Okay, your skills are the main area about which they are looking for. So you just have to keep on highlighting, I'm good in coding, I'm good in communication, I'm very good in creating apps, I'm very good in creating websites. You all are technical guys, you might be knowing so many other things. So you have to talk about your skills, and then only they will understand, yes, you are right, and whatever you are asking for is correct, and then they may provide you that kind of package. Yes. Now, as I told you earlier, that it is very important for us to understand how to talk professionally. Okay, generally, we feel that to be in good books, we have to agree with people. No, that is not the case. We also have to disagree. Now, when we are agreeing with somebody, it is okay. But the art is how to disagree with people, that too politely. Okay, now whenever you are agreeing with people, there are certain phrases which you can use is, I totally agree with you, or I couldn't agree more, I agree 100%, or exactly is the very common word which we use. Exactly, isn't it? Then you are absolutely right. There's no doubt about it. You can say that again. Actually, it's generally used in an informal setting, not a formal setting. Okay. Now, how to disagree with people, and that too politely. I am afraid I disagree. This is the most common phrase we use in our professional life. I am afraid I disagree. I'm sorry, but I don't agree. That means, first of all, you are telling sorry to the person, and then you say, I'm not agreeing with whatever you are saying. I don't see it that way. I see it differently. I'm of a different opinion. I'm not so sure about that. Well, I think I disagree with you. Actually, I think I disagree with you. This is how you are going to disagree with people, and that too politely. Yes? Now, as I told you, we will see how to write a cover letter. Okay. So I'll just stop sharing and share my another screen. Just a second. Okay. Now, as I told you, if you write a cover letter, that generally keeps you out of the box. Okay, don't follow the crowd, but try to be little bit different than what others are. Okay, here at the left hand corner, you can write your name and what you are actually. Okay, and in the right hand corner, you can give all your details, like your email ID, your phone number, address, and your LinkedIn profile. Nowadays, it is very important to give your LinkedIn profile also in the resume, because it helps people understand you more. But then you also have to be active in your LinkedIn. Okay. Now, how you should start writing the cover letter? That is, first of all, you will write to Emma Thomas, Human Resource Manager, IBM, Manyata Tech Park, Bangalore, India. So you have to write the address of the person to whom you are writing in the left hand corner again. Now, dear Miss Emma, as a software engineer, I have developed my skills and knowledge so much that I have brought many success to my present company. My keen interest in coding has made me an expert at dealing with all types of coding challenges, and I am very familiar with the usage of React JS. With over 2 years of experience, I can quickly understand the codes and have deep knowledge of developing them. What are we doing here? We are just showcasing our skills that only you have to do. Okay, my interest in coding has given me the ability to write technical content, which helps me understand my concepts better. After this, you can write your achievements. Like, I achieved the Best Employee Award in my previous company for fixing code errors and satisfying client requirements. So here you can write all the challenges which you might have faced and you have solved. I have developed many websites. As a skilled professional with lots of experience in development, I'm confident I will prove to be an asset to your company. I'm available at your convenience and hope to hear from you soon. Okay, so after writing all this, you can write thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, Roshni Malhotra. Okay, so I hope you got how to write a cover letter, and I hope you learned so many things from this session. So I will wind up here. Thank you so much. Navendu can take over now.
Thank you all. Thank you, Shikha. Thank you, Mawsam. Thank you, Hari, for taking such a nice session. And so, please, all of you, please fill the attendance form. And the other thing is that if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe. And it is mandatory also. Please do subscribe. We are doing so much for all of you. Please do subscribe to our channel. And okay, let me do one more thing. Let me give one WhatsApp group also. If you're not group, join the WhatsApp group to see all the latest things. We are always having something or else. Tomorrow also we're going to have a very nice session, and that you will get on the WhatsApp group. Okay. So we post all the things which we have. So I will do join the WhatsApp group. Please join the WhatsApp group. You will know all the latest updates which you're going to have. Okay, and thank you all. Thank you for staying for so long. And thank you. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're not done yet.